left. Actually got the ball.
Yes, all of you lovely people, welcome back to the Irish Hotspur. We are going to be providing you guys the watch along for our Premier League Sunday match against Bournemouth. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying your weekend up until this point, because now we're about to descend into another roller coaster. You could also look at this as technically maybe the other sort of, maybe, I don't know, tester before our game against the likes of AZ Alkmaar, in our potential comeback against them in that second leg. I mean, Dave, can you see it that way? Can you see it as maybe a chance to see if the Spurs players can bounce back? Because I guess that's what a lot of people, if you are, I don't know, maybe my happy clapper cells and, maybe, chemistry and DNA is being questioned and drained. But if you are still trying to cling on to the happy clapperness inside of you, if it's still there, I guess a lot of people probably are clinging on to the fact, will we see a bounce back? Maybe there was a big blow up, rightfully so, in my opinion, but a big blow up, a big explosion from the Thursday night performance. And let's say we get a great performance today. That could be the ingredients for a lot of confidence from the Spurs fan base to make a comeback against AZ Alkmaar. Technically the more important game, but you could look at this Bournemouth game as, I guess, a barometer, as a test for Thursday night. If we get a decent performance tonight, maybe that gives some people hope, perhaps even people like myself here who are all over the place, all over the shop mentally wise with Spurs, give us maybe that sense of hope, that sense of belief to make that comeback on Thursday night. Is that fair to say? This is a chance to see if the Spurs players bounce back, have a little bite back, have a reaction, is the word I should have said probably a while ago.
Look, I understand what you're saying. Look, first of all, I'm coming into these games expecting nothing. So anything we get, is a huge bonus to a large degree now. I'm absolutely defeated. But we've 11 games left, and at the end of the day, I can't give up. I'm a Spurs fan. I'll always support them through thick and thin. And I'm still going to turn up, watch the games, and I do hope that we can try and make the best of these last 11 games. Like I said, I don't want to be going into the summer again in yet more turmoil, even if we leave with, it's 8 wins out of the 11, and even if the manager does get sacked, the squad is still left in a winning place to a certain degree, so that'll be nice heading into the summer. So the reality is we've got 11 games, and I'm still going to be here, and I just hope that we can make the most of them. I hope there's a collective inside the camp, because at the end of the day, we can sit here and say what we want, but it has to come from within inside the camp that they do want to see out this season and be successful. Look, I think many Spurs fans want to see a bounce back today. I think there's a lot of pressure on these players and the manager to a large degree, because when you look at our opposition today, many Spurs fans want Iraola to replace Ange Postecoglou. I'm not being funny, but you also look at a lot of their players. The likes of Milos Kerkers, many Spurs fans want. Semenyo, many Spurs fans want. Kluivert, I've heard Spurs fans talk about. And there's a few other decent players in there as well. Huijsen has recently been linked. So, to a large degree, I think there's a lot of pressure on these players to say, we're better than the players that, Spurs fans want us to be replaced with. And for Ange Postecoglou to come out here and show, look, you could scream me Iraola all you want, but I'm a better manager. So I think today there's a lot of pressure on Tottenham Hotspur heading into this game. I think there's a lot riding on it to a large degree. But in terms of looking ahead of Thursday night, I think it's an audition for some of these players, to be quite frank with you, Jack. I think it's a massive audition for someone like Pedro Porro today. One of our big problems against AZ Alkmaar was lack of creativity. One thing Porro does give you, despite all of his defensive frailties, he puts balls into that box and good crosses for people to get on the end of.
True.
And he didn't start last Thursday, so there's a huge opportunity there for him. I'd argue, upon reflection, Jed Spence's most impactful games have been down that left-hand side, so a huge opportunity for him to nail that down over Destiny Udogie rather than being switched from right to left, which he has been the last few games. Bentancur is suspended Thursday night, so there's a huge opportunity here for someone like Papa Matasar or Basuma to hold their hand up and say, select me. Someone like Johnson, who's been very underwhelming the last couple of games, I think this is his final shot. If he doesn't work today, I don't want to see him Thursday night. Dom Solanke coming back to prove his fitness and prove that he made the right move to Tottenham Hotspur in the first place. He's got a point to prove today, got to go and score goals. And Wilson Udabur, it's not the first time he's come in for Son in the Premier League. He happened against Man City, so again, another opportunity for him. But I'm trying to work out, has the likes of Son, Maddison and that been rested, or have they been dropped? I would argue, I'd hope there's been a massive fight in camp after that AZ Alkmaar game. And to be honest with you, I hope Postecoglou's making a stand today, and I hope they're dropped. I think it sends out a massive statement to everybody else. But the aim of the game Thursday night, Jack, is we've got to go and score goals. So the reality is, for me, it's all about creativity today. Can we create chances consistently and go at them knowing what we need to do Thursday night? That's what I'm looking for. Even if we lose today, I still want to see us be able to create chances to give me any hope of
Yeah.
going into Thursday night, because you know me, the one biggest problem I've had with this football club over the last 2 years is the front line and the lack of creativity that comes with it. I've highlighted it for 2 years now. Well, that's the aim of the game Thursday night. So let's see what fucking bollocks they've got today.
Off the back of 2 back-to-back donuts, right? In terms of the score sheet for Spurs, we actually haven't scored in the last 2 games, excuse me. So you are right on that. It'd be nice to see a goal, everybody. So let's prepare for that. Get ready to do your celebrations, because we haven't done one in a while. Dave and I have not screamed into the microphone and in joy and in adulation and the good kind of red-faced type of screams that we normally do provide. We haven't been able to do that for some time now, and would be nice to grab a goal. I actually didn't think about that until you mentioned that we've actually had back-to-back zeros, on the score sheet, which is just insane to think about for what is supposed to be an attack-minded team and an attack-minded philosophy, and as well as what are supposed to be some attack-minded players, in this team. But we'll find out. I'll read aloud the lineup to you guys, give a little quick questions to Dave, and then we'll get to the lovely chat here. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining us. Smash the like button, please. So far, no technical problems, so maybe that's a better reason to smash the like button. But as well, do feel free to support the channel, becoming a member, send in your fan cams after the game, and let's try to ride through this Spurs roller coaster through the rest of the season together. These are what the watch-alongs are for. When you're maybe not feeling very confident about Spurs, or maybe you're a little bit unsure. It's why it's good to sit next to a fellow Spurs fan. It's why it's good to be next to someone else in the chat, someone else in the stream, and you can just sort of go through it together, and we can ride through this Spurs journey and this Spurs storm. But thank you guys for picking us as your watch-along destination. I'll read a lot of the lineups to you guys. I have Vicario in goals, Pedro Porro at right back, Romero, the Capitano, at center back. Good to see this guy back into the team. Really excited to see Christian back in there. Danzo is in the team as well. I heard your comments, Dave. I agree. Nice to see a little bully backline between Danzo and Romero. It's almost like which one is going to be less aggressive is really the question between the two of them. Jed Spence on the left, and actually a fair point that you made earlier, right? The fact that Destiny Udogie been out for a while now, but a lot of people haven't really been that confident in him, haven't been that keen on him, so far, because he's made defensive mistakes. I think more so in the last game, it wasn't as much defensively. It was actually just in possession. He wasn't really providing what Destiny Udogie does. Too much dribbling, some pretty bad giveaways, and kind of careless giveaways, if you ask me, in his last game. And he's been either dropped or rested. I'm not sure which one, but Jed Spence, we all know, needs to be in the team, and something to actually consider, something to think about. That Jed Spence, of course, probably wants to be on the right side, but at the moment in time, between Pedro Porro or Destiny Udogie, which one is the better one in form? Which one is the one that you could have more confidence in if you're Ange Postecoglou? And technically, you've gotten really good performances from Jed Spence on that left side, as the left back. So actually not a bad idea from Ange there. I actually approve of that decision. Bentancur in the midfield was a bit of a surprise for me, just because he has the yellow card from the previous fixture. He's going to be missing the AZ game. Maybe you could have, I think in your words, Dave, I'm stealing your logic here, but I think you mentioned to the members in the members preview, ideally you would want to maybe set up with a similar midfield to what you would probably be playing on Thursday night, to just give them a bit more familiarity with each other. And even if they're already familiar with each other, at least the confidence, with each other in case they get a good performance tonight, a good win, and they can just sort of have that feeling of, I don't know, just familiarity. I'll use that word again, with each other in the midfield. But with Bentancur, we just know he's not going to be available Thursday night. So question is, does Bergvall, Madison step back in? That's a good call by Ange there in the midfield.
Well, look, the reason why I said it, Jack, in the first place is because I was reading some of the quotes from, Son and Postecoglou after the game, and they spoke about, we've got players back, but we haven't played together, lack of cohesiveness. Okay, well then, if it's cohesion's the problem, you go with the team today that you're expecting to play Thursday night. If cohesion is your problem, you've got to play the team that you want to play Thursday night, right? So they get used to each other. That's where cohesion comes from. But second of all, Bentancur, he's not available Thursday night. So what's the point of playing him today? You've got to play someone else in there. Because if cohesion is the problem, which it certainly looked like against AZ Alkmaar, there was no togetherness or anything like that, then you've got to play the team today within a view that's going to play Thursday night to get you the best possible result. And also, second of all, Jack, we rested players against Man City. We took an L for that to turn up and take another L Thursday night and put in one of the worst performances. So resting players hasn't proven to work. So then why would you rest them then today? If put them out today and put them out Thursday night. So for me, It makes sense. If cohesion is the problem and, you rested them before, okay, well then you eliminate that problem, no rest, put them out, cohesion, Thursday night, let's see what you got then. Let's see if that's the real problem.
Lots of people in the chat are mentioning, Archie Gray. They kind of wished he was maybe given a shot. As much as I, see the merit in that, Ange has not done that at all, this season. He's been actually, it seems like, quite reluctant at times to give Archie Gray maybe that chance in midfield. We even
Mm.
think back to the Everton game where he instead went for some sort of strange, sort of hybrid formation, instead of just playing, Archie Gray in that number 6 role. So I wasn't
Mm.
really, as much as I see, plenty of people being kind of keen on that happening today. I wasn't necessarily expecting that because he hasn't done it at all this season, and there are important games ahead. So what I would have probably expected was maybe like a Basuma, Sar, Madison, or Basuma, Sar, Bergvall type of a combination for this one,
Mm.
because I expect that's what we'll get on Thursday night. But he's gone for, I guess, none of those options. He's actually gone for the one I really did not expect with Bentancur. But then again, I'm saying, as much as I can see the merit in wanting Archie Gray in the team, he hasn't done that all season. So I wasn't
Mm.
expecting it to happen today. Basuma, our favorite skier, is in the team. He's alongside Bentancur in the double pivot. Pat Matasar back in the side as well. Definitely becoming less of a fan favorite over recent weeks. Brendan Johnson, everyone's favorite, is out on the right. Solanke back through the middle. Nice to see that guy, the big PE teacher, the glorified fitness trainer through the middle. And then we have Wilson Odebear, who's being included instead of Sonny in this game. And I really like Odebear for, his willingness to take on his fullback. But I will say, actually, in the last game, I felt like against Alkmaar when he came off the bench, just wasn't really the same, compared to his Man City game. His Man City performance, I thought, was really, really nice to watch. But against Alkmaar, when he came off the bench, he really wasn't, showing those, and kind of same, he just was struggling really, I think, in that game. Lots of times, every time he took on his man, it just felt like they just poked it away from him and he was
Mm.
losing it more often than he did in the City game. So let's hope for a better performance from him this time around. Let's go to the bench then, just in case you need to test your eyeballs. We have Kinski in goals, Destiny Udogi in there. Van de Ven makes the bench, which is nice to see. Archie Gray as well. Lucas Bergvall, Madison, Matisse Tell, Son, and Scarlett. So plenty of attacking options.
Yeah.
And he's decided to drop Tell. He's decided to drop Son. He's decided to drop Madison. And also, when you think about it, right, guys like Bergvall have actually been given a lot of minutes. So he's also dropped Bergvall to the bench, maybe in preparation to potentially give him minutes, in the Thursday night game. I'm not too sure, but it is something to
Well,
consider that Bergvall has been given a lot of minutes, by Ange recently, but has left him out for the team today. Not saying it's a big deal or anything, just something to point out. You're about to say something.
no, I will say, it's one thing about being excited having the options off the bench, but it's another thing using them. And to a degree, I would argue Postecoglou hasn't made best use of his bench, since some of these options have
Totally.
come back. So let's see how he does today in that regard, Jack.
And
Well,
maybe lastly, Dave, before I get to the lovely people in the chat, no Mikey Moore, someone just mentioned, towards the bottom there. Sean Maddox just mentioned that.
again, very disappointing. And, this is where I struggle with Postecoglou, Jack, because Mikey Moore, to a degree, has probably been one of our most effective wingers when we've seen him this season in terms of what we're looking for as a winger. Someone that'll get on the ball, skin his marker on the outside or the inside and produce a bit of end product. How many times have we seen Mikey Moore cut in and produce a thunderous shot or go on the outside and produce a good cross? If other players could have finished their dinner in the Europa League, he would have more assists to his name already this season, i.e. someone like Timo Werner. I remember him putting a few balls on the
Yeah.
plate for Werner, who's missed and stuff like that. So I think Mikey Moore, to a degree, is getting a bit of a raw deal from Ange Postecoglou, and I think this is where I do get a little bit annoyed with him. It's sort of like, you can keep persisting in Brendan Johnson, but at the end of the day, the problem right now is lack of creativity. At home, over the course of 2025 in all our home games, I think we've been reduced to a 0.08% in terms of, creating chances, which is absolutely very low, especially at home, which is a clear indication that, the attack is stale. I get Johnson's top scorer, but he's good when you're creating chances. You can bring him in, let him go in and try and get on the end of him. I can understand even keeping him on the pitch if you're creating chances and missing them, because the one thing he does well is he's a goal poacher. But when your problem is lack of creativity, Johnson doesn't do anything to solve that problem whatsoever. And I think this is where Ange ultimately will end up paying the price. He
Mm,
keeps persisting in players that are so-called senior players, and they keep letting you down. It's the younger players that have come in and
mhm.
shone when given the opportunities this season. And that's where I think
Yeah.
Postecoglou could strike a bit of a better balance to a degree and start showing a bit more faith. It's like, okay, my plan was to go with you, but you're not producing. Mikey Moore is. Off you go, Mikey. Now it's up to you to get back into my team. And I don't think he's helped himself, because as soon as some of these players back, they're straight in, and they're not necessarily better than what we've seen from some of the youngsters who were filled in for them. So I think that's where Postecoglou lets himself down. Just lastly on the lineup, when I look at it, there is a part of me where maybe I'm fearful that maybe we're going to play on the counter attack here today, looking at that lineup. I think it's suited for like a counter-attacking team. I think there has to be recognition. Bournemouth are going to be a very tough team. They're going to press us nice and high. They're in form. They're chasing down a Champions League spot. So they're going to be hungry today. They're going to be good in possession. We know they create a lot of chances. So I'm looking at that midfield. I know a lot of people are creating, giving out about the lack of creativity. But let's be honest. Even when Son and Madison were in there against AZ Alkmaar, what did we create? The reality is, it doesn't matter who's in there right now. We don't create. It really doesn't matter. So I'm not really too concerned about the so-called lack of creativity, because that's been there most of this season to a large degree. I'm surprised we're only moaning about it now, to be quite frank.
Yeah.
But I do fear this could turn into a game where we're playing counter-attack, and I don't think that's going to wash with Tottenham fans at home.
Jerome just quickly saying Mikey Moore must be injured or sick to not be in the selected team. I'm not sure if that's the case, Jerome, actually, unfortunately. I think...
but with all the players back, we've more numbers now, so there is going to be a couple of players that miss out, even if they're not injured or sick.
He has to make tough decisions of who he's going to leave out of the team entirely, and I guess he's going to leave the talented youth academy out of the team there. Jerome, good to see you with us, sir. This morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in this in the Spurs world of ours. Just going to get through the chat here quickly. Sorry about that, everybody. Probably spent since I wasn't on pre-match build-up, I'm just doing my own little mini pre-match build-up before we get started off here. So I appreciate you guys being patient with me. Mick Kermalock, Shemi Tan, really appreciate you guys joining us. Shem saying, "Where's the creativity coming from?" If only we asked that of our right wing, Shem, but apparently that's just too much to ask, so I've been told. The Alaskan Hotspur saying, "Good morning from Fairbanks." Good to see you, Alaskan. How are you, sir? Good to see you with us. Stateside Footy, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing okay. Lisa's in the house as well. Like I mentioned, the old one and only Shawnee Maddox, Looper Cal. That's what. Good to see you. And then Lazy 8 saying, "Okay, I'm awake. What happened? Did we win?" No, Nick, you're gonna have to suffer through this one with us, sir. Welcome back to the Irish Hotspur Den. Dark Sun G, good to see you. How are you? He's saying, "Come on, you Spurs." Wilson, Sun, and Dom and Cootie Danzo goal incoming. Looking forward to seeing Wilson Odeberg. Like I said, Dark Sun G didn't have the greatest game against Alkmaar, but I thought he was very effective against Man City. So I'm excited to see what he'll bring this time. And then just the combination of Cootie and Danzo. If you're a fan of the bully type defenders, if you like a defender that, puts in a 2-footed challenge or is willing to, send an early message, to the striker, to one of the forwards, you're getting that with Danzo and Romero. And what's also funny is Danzo, we've said, maybe deceptively actually not as bad on the ball as maybe he might look, looks a little clumsy, but has actually been quite all right. And then Romero, we know, very, very smooth operator in possession. So I think this is going to be interesting to see those two kind of playing out from the back in this game as well. But also, let's hope that we don't get any more Cootie Romero mistakes, because, before he, dropped out, he was kind of guilty of maybe falling asleep every now and again at the back post and whatnot. Good to see you, Dark Sun G. Trinidad is in the house saying they won't break today's stream. I promise you, lads. 4-2 to the lads who finally put in a convincing performance with Captain Cootie back. Show us winner snort. Trinidad, if you feel like the stream won't break, that might be a good sign. Big up to you. Really appreciate your support as a member, by the way, Trinidad. DB is in with us. Good to see you, DB. How are you? We are Spurs TV. Jack's awake. Yes, he is. Ribsy85. Good to see you, Ribsy. How are you, sir? Martin Knightsbridge, the one and only, the absolute legend. That is Martin. We have Breckon in here as well. Good to see you, Breckon. Hopefully everything's all right with you. Appreciate your support for this channel. And then Paul Markey, Dave saying, where the F is Ange at? Selecting that waste of space Johnson again. Might as well just give the cherries the points. Here's the thing, Paul. What I find funny is that a lot of people are complaining about a lack of creativity, but it's almost like, at the same time, they said that that's not Johnson's responsibility, is to be a creative outlet. So I'm not really sure where the complaints are coming from then. If we don't expect our wingers to create, and if we're not expecting them to be part of, the creative burden of the team, that's pretty much what wingers are there to do, is to contribute to the creativity of the forward line. If that's not something that we can ask of Johnson, then I'm not really sure why we should complain then, about the lack of creativity personally. But in all seriousness, Paul, I'm also kind of at a loss with just the continued loyalty with Johnson. What I will say, though, is to anybody that maybe is, has a missus, partner, friend, or anything like that, find you a friend, find you a lady, find you a partner that is as loyal to you as Ange Postacoglu is to Brennan Johnson. That's why I will say to you, Paul Markey, because then you know you have a good one. You know they're going to be with you through thick and thin, maybe all the way through the end. Lesser known, good to see you. How are you? Rakdos Madness, good to see you. He's saying Johnson is not a starter. He's a closer, in my opinion. A lot of people have, I think, agreed on that he's actually sometimes better off the bench than he is actually as a starter. Good to see you, Alan, though. Hopefully everything's all right in sunny California. And then Jerome is in with us. Good to see you, Jerome. Zero creativity with that team today, question mark. Very defensive with 3 center defensive mids on the pitch. Good to see Romero back, but should at least put Archie Gray as a CDM. I didn't see your comment, Jerome. I mentioned someone else being upset about Archie Gray not in the team. Dave, I gave my thoughts on that, but I'll be honest, like as much as I see the merit in what Jerome is saying, it'd be nice to see Archie Gray be given that chance. Ange has not done that at all this season and has in fact been, dare I say, reluctant to do that when he maybe has had a chance or two to give Archie Gray that maybe time. Not even starting, just like 30 minutes or something like that. And he's never done it.
Look, what I would say is the amount of injuries we suffered across the back line, I'm grateful Archie Gray has played there and done the job he's done, because others wouldn't have stepped in and done as good a job as Archie Gray's done. And I think it actually speaks to the calibre of the player that, he's the one that the manager's trusted to filling across the back line in other people's absence. The guy's played left back, right back, left side centre back, and right sided centre back. And he's done it better than someone like Radu Dragusin and that to a large degree. And to be honest with you, Jack, I'm not surprised. I don't know if anyone remembers I've said that he was going to be cover across the back line all this season because we were sure. And next season is where you'll see him probably pushed into midfield. However, I do think with how the season's panned out and with some of the defensive players coming back, I think between now and the end of the season, there's a real opportunity to push Archie Gray in there and give him a shot. What I will say is as well, Archie Gray has played something like, I think, 29 out of the last 30 games or something like that. So I would say when you give him his shot in midfield, you do want him to be fully fresh and ready to take that. And I think, you might even see him come off the bench into midfield today. So let's wait and see. I do understand, people's unhappiness with it. I do understand that. But I think it's something you'll see between now and the end of the season.
Really appreciate the support coming in, Jerome. Jerome, I see your, kind of frustration with that. It's just, I wasn't necessarily waking up this morning and expecting that, if you kind of get what I mean, just because Ange just hasn't done it at all at this point.
Ange is wearing his black jumper for his funeral today. Or he's sacking.
We've seen that with Nuno before. SOF, good to see you in the house. I'm still going to greet some people, but we are about to get kicked off, everybody. And once again, I apologize. Probably just started off things a little slowly because, waking up nice and early. Credit to Donovan, credit to Drew for waking up even earlier than I did. But yeah, sync up with us and really appreciate you guys. We have gotten kicked off, but apologies about me kind of just rambling on maybe more than usual in this beginning. Patrick O'Donnell, good to see you. Just quickly, Andrew Spurs, really appreciate your support as a member. Ozzy, oi, 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 appreciate you for your support as well as a member. Stevie Frazier, the best midfielder around. We also have Mark New, good to see you. K32, Lee Harvey, the one and only Fat Tony. How's my fellow man in Washington? Hopefully you're all right, sir.
Nearly 1-0 down already. Fucking hell. 32 seconds in.
I didn't even see.
Yeah, Evan Nielsen.
Oh my God, Vicarius just made another world-class save. He's just made another world-class save to keep us in it. I didn't even see what happened there.
Oh, Lord. Oh, it's going to be a long evening. Jack, go get beers.
I wish I did, Davey. I'm being healthier. I told you, it's the wrong time for me to be healthier.
Yeah, it's going to be a long afternoon, everyone.
I'm drinking fewer beers. I'm drinking fewer beers. No smoke, no nothing. It's just it's the worst time for me to be healthier. But I'm going to continue to pursue with it. Just shows I have maybe more. What's funny? I was on the treadmill the other day and I nearly tweeted I was running harder than Brennan Johnson. MV Joker Davis, good to see you. Kulu Rice, elusive right foot, and then Artist T picking up a membership again. Just going to wait for the set piece. Cleared away by Romero. What a clearance that was. And member for 5 months, Artist T. Good to see you back with us, Artist T. And thank you so much for coming on Big Up the other day. He's saying the league still does matter. Playing for pride. Playing for a reaction here as well, Artist T, right? So if you are a happy clapper, kind of like myself, even though I'm kind of drained at the moment, you're hoping for that reaction. You're hoping to see that maybe, even though I don't believe it was, that maybe Thursday night was just, again, another really, really bad day at the office, I guess, and that you're just hoping for that reaction from the players. Bentoncourt and Johnson not on the same wavelength. But yeah, really appreciate you guys. Once again, I apologize for maybe skipping some of you lovely people. Tyler, good to see you. The Big T, King Hoddle, good to see you. So many people, really appreciate you guys. Smash the like button for me if you can.
Oh, come on, you Spurs. Please wake up out of this slump. We've 11 games left. I can't take this for another 11 games. Please. Please, Tottenham. Today's the day. Cartier DM seize the opportunity. Let's go. Come on. Spence.
Seems like Romero might have been playing a part in that first opening chance. I'm not sure how it happened. I didn't get to see it because I was rambling. Romero on the ball here. Finds a ball out wide to Johnson.
Oh, he just wants to flip around the corner. That's embarrassing.
I'm scared to refill my coffee because I feel like we'll concede.
Yeah.
Bentancur. Oh, it's a bit of a hospital from Bentancur. Danzo with a no-nonsense clearance. We needed that. Good pressure from Solanke. Basuma with a touch of a balloon.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, no. Ryan Christie running through our midfield, I believe. Good interception from... Oh, sir!
That's brilliant play from Papamassar in the midfield there.
That's an early yellow. Thank you, ref.
It's absolutely brilliant from Pappy.
Great from the referee as well, Dave. Maybe the referee's on our side today.
Well, it's good that they got a first early yellow card. But I was saying in the pre-match build-up, that's what Papamassar gives us, someone that has legs to get around the pitch and be disruptive and break up play. I think we've missed that in the midfield in his absence. That is a yellow card. He's clipped through the Burst Hills there. He's gone. Tavernier. Good little player, him.
Big serve from King Hoddle as well.
The pressure's on Basuma. No, what has Basuma done? You idiot, Basuma. You bloody idiot.
Another world-class save from Vicario.
Oh, they're free at
another save from Vicario. I want no Vicario slander for the next year. Please.
Jesus Christ.
He's kept us in both. He's kept us in the last tie, and he's kept us in this game already. No Vicario slander for the next year, please.
Basuma's first touch just puts him in trouble. It's shocking. Romero, you could argue Romero probably shouldn't have
Didn't need to play it to Basuma, but Basuma should be able to do better with that. Should be able to do better.
Spence not getting up with the header at the back post is quite concerning. 4 minutes in and we're fucked already. It's 3 big saves from Vicario. It's madness.
The first one looked insane. The first one looked cracked.
Like, what drives me mad, Jack, is I was able to sit here in the members preview, the predicted lineup, and the pre-match build-up and speak about putting pressure on us, high press up the field, right? They lead the Premier League for the most turnovers in the final third. We're second. How have we not come out with a game plan to bypass that? I don't get it.
So far, Artist T, we're not playing with any pride. But I'm not no Vicario slander for the rest of the year.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Johnson
squares it into the middle to
get out, Udi. Come on, into Udi. This is his time. Let's go, Udi.
Take him on. Udeberg. There you are.
No, just gets doubled up and caught off. At least we're up the other end of the pitch. At least we're not going to concede.
Hey, we're in the final third now, baby. We made it.
Oh.
Don't want to get too dizzy now that we're in their half. Basuma. How about get rid of it? Jed Spence. Plays it down the line to Odeberg. Great run. Odeberg. Can he find Solanke?
What a ball by Jed Spence. He's got more vision than anyone else in this team at the moment. What a pass.
Would you rather have 11 Jed Spences, Dave, or 11? I don't even know what you would rather have more than 11 Jed Spences. I think we'd probably be higher up in the league if we did.
To be honest with you, no, I'd have 10 Jed Spences and keep Vicario. I think Spence played centre back against Newcastle was brilliant. He's played left back and right back. I'm pretty sure he does more than any of our wingers. Pretty sure he could play up front, judging by his finish against Coventry. So I think 10 Jed Spences and a Vicario would probably fare better. Oh, it's back post. Here we go. Oh, Romero. Oh, Johnson does a good well there, actually, to recycle that. It's another good ball in Johnson. Oh, just flies by his head. Unlucky.
Solanke
Romero picks it up.
The line, I think, or it was Romero. I couldn't tell, but
I think Romero tried to put it back across, and it was deflected and went back across goal. But that's better from Tottenham. Much more creativity here. Here we go. Just get a shot on goal now and test the goalkeeper. That'd be lovely. Good ball in here. Oh, no, they're not on the same wavelength. Fuck, you're right, Poro Bollicum. He should be making them runs anyway. I've constantly said this.
I think he expected him to make the same run Odeberg did, from earlier.
Exactly.
I think Pedro Porro saw what Jed Spence did, and he said, I'll try a little bit of that.
Oh, if only them two could get on the same. If only them two could get on the same wavelength.
Danzo there as well, trying to flick it over the head.
I need to teach him how to do the bicycle.
That would have been a hell of a goal.
Oh, what a touch! Come on, get back there, Porro. Well done.
Oh, he's got a tough assignment with Semenyo today.
Yeah, he's up against Semenyo.
Semenyo as well, right? He's a lot bigger than you realize, too. He's got big, wide hips.
Semenyo's a brilliant player.
They pump it long.
This is what we need to do. Porro into the midfield.
Pedro.
Brilliant. Let's go, Brennan.
Good.
Oh, Brenda. Free kick. Come on, ref. Thank you. Well done. Well done, Brennan.
George Kadara saying, how long is this shit going to continue? Technically for 90 minutes,
Yeah.
George. Then we'll see after that.
Or
Legally
if,
required. We're legally required to play this for 90 minutes, and then we'll see how this goes.
and we'll see how further the referees want to punish us as well with extra time. Usually when we're playing this shit, they put 6 minutes on the board.
The ball by Romero into Bentancur.
Johnson.
Oh my God, man!
No one can play
This
with
is the thing. The
no
players have to realize he's not gonna take his man on. He's not gonna play a pass. He is gonna give it directly back
Jack,
to you.
even
And
if he
now we
doesn't
turned
want
it
to do
over because he's played it sideways back to
But
his
Jack,
player.
even if he doesn't want to do that, lay it back and run in behind. He won't even do that. He passes it and stands there. Lay it back and go straight in behind. Bergvall, I've pointed out this season, Bergvall has been screaming for him to go in behind. He comes towards him. Porro wants him to go in behind. You've got, with someone like Porro behind you, there's no excuse for you not to go in behind. He'll find you. But you see players there, they want him to make that run in behind, and he's standing there. They want what Jed Spence has had with Udeberg down that left-hand side, where he makes that run and that ball comes.
Honestly, if you can tell everybody, all the passes have gone astray on the right side because it seems like they have no idea where Johnson is. Porro now, Bentancur now, and Basuma and Pop Montasar have all misplaced a pass on this right side. I don't think that's a coincidence.
No. Go on, Spence.
Well done,
Brilliant.
kid.
Brilliant, Spence.
Into Spence.
Back to Spence. Let's go. Come on, Udi. Go on, Spence. Take him down. Get another yellow.
Take him on, lad.
Now
Out wide to
Udi.
Odebear.
Come on. Dom Solanke wants
Full
it.
step over.
Oh, skin him.
He
doesn't push it back. Oh, there's
look at that. Just a little. He's a sparky one. He's a live wire.
Yeah, he excites me. At least he's doing everything I want my winger
Well, Davey, step over there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh,
Don't you
Basuma into
dare.
Bentancur.
Oh no, he's off. Sar's off. He wanted Basuma to go. Basuma hits it. It's blocked.
And luckily,
Was Sar on there?
Might have been, but I didn't think that was the right option by Bentancur. He could have had a crack himself.
I think Basuma was looking for the return ball there, was he? I don't think he wanted it to go to Sar. Yeah, look, I think he wanted it. Oh no, he didn't. You're right. He stopped running. Yeah,
he just should have had a crack himself. I think Bentancur.
Yeah.
His first touch wasn't even that bad either.
Oh,
Romero.
That's better from Tottenham though.
Out wide to Porrito.
Our first touches. If we're going to
lovely from Pedro. Bentancur. Get there, Pedro.
Go on, Porro. No one can link up with Johnson.
I'm telling you, everybody, just look at this. Why is it on the left side so silky, and then all of a sudden it goes to the right side, and we don't know how to play with each other? I don't think it's a coincidence. Romero. Good ball from Pedro. Good touch from Vic. Again, I'm thinking about the save from earlier in the first 30 seconds from Vic. This guy has just been on crack in the last game.
Someone's just said, how is Porro got on the end of that ahead of Johnson? Because it's desire and hunger, my man. I agree with you, dog.
No, you're not allowed to ask that of Johnson. You're not allowed to ask that of him. It's too much to ask. It's too much to ask.
Oh, this is going to be a cracking
It's too
game.
much to ask. Not allowed to ask him to make runs in behind. You're not allowed to ask him to press his man. You're not allowed to ask him to take on his man. You're not allowed to ask him to cross. It's too much.
Gavin says it's warming up. Come on, you Spurs. Matt says we need to build around Jed Spence. King Huddle says they're trying to move it quicker. I mean, look, that's something I've always said, though, right? Pass and move it quicker, not allow the opposition to sit there. You're absolutely spot on, King Huddle. But this needs to be every game. It can't just be when we've lost and they're under pressure. Go on, get out. Nice.
Got a nice hecticness this game if you were a neutral. It's got a little chaotic energy to it.
I would argue, though, Bournemouth ain't going to sit back. They are leaving the spaces for us to play into. Azy Alkmaar is still going to be a lot different.
That's why it feels a bit chaotic today. Both teams look like, maybe a mistake from anybody could lead to a goal.
They're both wrestling for control to be the ones to play football, right? Whoever breaks first is going to be the one. And the other team is naturally going to sit back off the back of it. So it's what we're seeing play out here. Which is going to be a shootout until whoever scores first. We know how that usually ends anyway. It's a switch play here. Way. Something to be switched on, though, for Danzo, because one of them will find its range.
Romero back to Vic.
Bentancur's playing a bit of a number 8 here, which is more interesting. Basuma's in the number 6, which maybe it means that maybe Basuma's going to play there against Azy Alkmaar, and that is
Romero
or Romero.
I think Romero's taking too much time on the ball and is also not making the right decisions
You can tell the lack of game time in
exactly. That's what it is. Exactly what it is. He's a little rusty. Can't be rusty for too long, though.
But let me know about that in the chat, guys. Basuma seems to be playing that number 6 role, and Bentancur's more of a number 8. So there's that view of Thursday night.
Romero's having a shaky start, everybody. And then
Johnson
Johnson's
buying
taking
a
a headed.
breather.
See what for. Let's see here. He's taking it off the face.
Martin says Johnson is now named the missing link. Ribsy says yes, he's not looking good. Stateside Footy says, look at the desire of Uda Burn 1v1 situations. You're absolutely spot on there, lad. Shem Tam says, Dave Jack, we need to stop building around Jed and build a wall around Johnson. Tyler says, never back across the middle. You learn that in your under 100%. Like, you never put it back across your own goal like that. You're absolutely spot on. It's criminal. Same as never let the ball bounce. That's another thing we like to do.
Oh no,
me,
man.
Johnson,
Why are you passing
please.
backwards there, dude? Why are you passing backwards there?
Warp.
Good touch from Bentancur.
Now go, Johnson. That's where he wants you to go. He wants you to move your hole. Well done, Solanke.
Love that. What a header
go on,
from
Johnson.
Solanke.
Go on.
Get there,
go on.
Johnson.
Go on, kid. You're in.
Take on your man now.
You're in. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my God.
Terrorist Brenda Johnson. He's got the touch of a third grader.
I just thought he should have backed himself. He shouldn't have cut inside. He should have kept sprinting on the outside. He looked like he was in.
He can't have more than 2 touches without giving it away. So that's why he gives it up so quickly.
Look, it's better. At least he made that run. That's positive. Let's see if he can build off that. Probably not, but credit where credit's due. Go on, Danzo. Go on, 50 Cent. Oh, no.
Suma close off the angle.
Oh, no. They're in here. Fake. Well read.
I agree, Dave. Ted Jed Spence's and one Vicario. We might be fifth in the league.
Semenyo now looking to run. I think Iriola's pointing at him to get down the line and test him.
Also, in the words of a Lazy 8, definitely worried for any of the flies in the building because, Iraola tends to leave his mouth open when breathing a lot. So I'm worried for any of the insects in the stadium.
Good, big up, Ed. Good to see you. Herbie Hurts feeling still great to see you as well. Ange Ball as well. Good to see you. He can't even skin a 19-year-old.
I mean, that touch there was going to go 20 yards in front of him.
There's just no skill about it, though, lad. He's just trying to.
He looks like a third grader, man. Dribbles like a third grader.
Well done. Good tracking back, Udabar.
All right, I'm going to grab more coffee here, everybody, but
enjoy.
Let me know if we concede.
Oh.
Falling behind here.
Behind here.
Please.
Jed Spence.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, no,
Lewis
he keeps
Cook.
it in.
Chill
well
out.
Done, Tanzo. Now, go in. Go use that space. Go in behind
Lewis Cook have that sort of pace.
Let's go, Basuma. Go on, Basuma. Carry that. Udabar.
Well done.
Ball to Basuma.
Oh,
good possession here from Tottenham.
All right, Danzo.
50 Cent onto Romero. Romero moves that ball to Johnson. It's a simple pass.
Play Romero back, man.
Well done.
The one time you could play Romero back.
I'm going to lose my mind. Come on, Spurs. It's Sunday. It's glorious weather. Please do not ruin my day. Everything is set up for a great day. If you can just get over the line today, Spurs. Please. Give me some hope for Thursday. Porro with the throw-in, looking for options. Bournemouth have picked us up man for man here. We go into Dom Solanke. Well head, actually. Poor pass back to Brennan Johnson. You argue Brennan Johnson was flat-footed as well. Oh, Bournemouth possession. Our press seems to be dropping off a little bit here as well, to be fair. Bournemouth look to go along. Evan Nilsson in behind. How does Danzo stand up to the test?
Lovely.
Brilliantly.
Jed, if you could play the middle for try too.
He will.
Lovely.
There you are. Into base.
Good hold-up play from Jed.
Get
rid of it. There you are, Solanke.
Go, Udi.
Sar.
Papi.
Gets it into the middle. Good play by...
Good ball by Rom. Into Bentancur. Onto Johnson. Good ball to Porro. Porro gets it across. Oh.
Just too close to the goalkeeper there.
That's much better from Tottenham down that right-hand side there, though.
It is. Yes, it is.
Let's see if we can get after it, though. They're on the break here. They've got bodies going
Evan Nielsen
forward.
is making a run
behind Romero.
Oh, it's 2-on-1.
Oh, no.
Can we recover? Cliver.
Romero. Oh, you say you free kick. He had to do it. It's 2-on-1. He had no option. He had to take that. Just hopefully he doesn't get a yellow. We're so vulnerable on the counter there, man.
It's difficult for Romero, too, because he had to basically mark
two players
there. Not sure if he did.
Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully they realise he had a player coming back there in Bentancur. This could end in disaster, though. I just have a feeling this is going in top bins.
Yeah, it's in a brilliant position.
Yeah.
I mean, Vicario's not being helped out here with the position this in. I mean, you can't even cheat. This is the sort of angle you can't even cheat at as a goalkeeper. You have to be aware that he could go either side.
I need that wall to steal a few margins here. That's definitely more than the what it's supposed to be here.
All right, someone wipe off that chalk and start stepping forward.
Just no one turn your back, please. Just everybody jump and show some bollocks here. This is in a very good position.
Martin Knightsbridge, 50 Spence and 50 Cent dancing in the Jets fans.
I get Snoop Dogg vibes off Jed Spence, you know, chilled out, relax.
The cultured back line into the wall, thank Lord.
Oh no, it's a free shot from Semenyo. Good clearance there from Bentancur.
Surprised Tavernier took it instead of Kluivert.
Yeah, so am I. It's another in-swinger. It's a back heel. Oh, Vicario reads it. Evan Nilsson there just swinging a back heel at it. Porro's in possession here.
Vicario, take your time there,
too
man.
Too quick. Yeah, too quick. Well
done, Pedro. Very well done, Pedro.
Right, let's go. Come on, Danzo. Many men. Many, many, many men. That's it, Danzo. Carry.
Forward.
Oh, Solanke
with a touch of a balloon. Romero.
George says, no, our back line is open for business.
Oh, my Lord. Romero, you got to stop passing backwards, lad.
It's the lack of game time.
He's not really showing great options. Like, I don't know what Vicario is supposed to do with that. He's got to pump it long, to be fair, but
that's it,
done, Jed. Get over him.
That's it. He recognized the danger, got out. As soon as that's what I've been asking Adoji and Porro to do. As soon as there's a heavy touch, get up their hole. Brilliant from Spence. That's fucking quality defending. And,
well done, Sar. Lovely from Odebear.
Carry that bitch. Good ball here in the Bentancur. You've got either side. Get your head up.
Take your space.
Johnson, make that run. Oh, it's a good run by Johnson. Bentancur's got to play it.
Bentancur, man.
Johnson's made a great run on the inside there. You've got to feed that, Jack. You've got to feed it.
Bentancur's had a sloppy start. Romero's had a sloppy start.
That's absolutely brilliant. Brilliant from Bentancur and a great run from Johnson. Since we've moaned at him about getting in behind, he's done that there. And Bentancur's
just the right run. He makes the right run. He disguises it well. I think Bentancur's had a little bit of a sloppy start.
Oh, well done, sir. Oh, go on, slide that. Oh, get up. Thank you. Danzo, into Spence. Oh, well done. Spence. Oh, he's so good.
Now he pumps it long. Vicario, what are you doing, man?
There's no one there. Get up, Johnson. Challenge, Jono. Right, let's calm it down. Let's do some precision execution here. Come on. Oh, good flick round the corner. Solanke. Oh, not the time to do a flick there.
Saying Bentancur looked like an old man. He was confused by the roundabout. It can't be confusing if there are multiple exits in the roundabout.
Romero into Porro, not there.
Do you know anything about a roundabout, Richie? If you don't know where you're going.
Romero's causing us huge problems playing out from the back. Huge problems.
It's been some sloppiness from certain players. A lot of pumping it long from the goalkeepers. Jet Spence, great strength.
Spence. Udeberg
back fine Spence.
Go, Udi. Go, Udi.
Someone make a run for him. Settling down here from Basuma.
You just hope the more the game goes on, Romero finds that rhythm again, because it looks like he's struggling to find that sort of
rhythm. Making a run?
Back in.
Basuma.
Well, there's no point of, but Basuma's on the ball. He's never finding that. He's not demonstrated that once at Tottenham Hotspur. Not once since he's been here. Do something, Johnson.
There you go.
Here, Porro. Go on, Porro. Do something. Looks to get the cross in. It's not bad. Frankie. Well, look, that's better. We got one shot on target. At least we're not waiting here till 88 minutes. And it's a shot come cross. That's better. It's a good ball from Porro.
You're not going to score from this angle. If anything, what you hope for is perhaps that header just gets maybe touched on to someone else.
Look, as the game's going on, we're getting better.
Yeah. low expectations. It's much better play.
Yeah. Just hope we don't shoot ourselves in the foot here now.
I think Jed Spence and Danzo have looked very sharp, though, on that left side together.
Yeah. If Romero could just tighten up a little bit in possession, we can take this game.
Yeah.
But look, I understand it. I'm not going to go mad about him. At the end of the day, he hasn't played in fucking since like
4
October.
months, yeah, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's going to take a while for you to get back up to speed. Find that rhythm again. Just, a lot of different things come into it.
Ribsy saying, well, a shot, I'll take it.
Yeah. That's how sad that's how sad it's been, Ribsy. That's how far we've fallen. We'll just take a shot on target at this point. And honestly, I was saying to Jack, this forward line is actually starting to make me hate football because it's so anti-football. It's a joke.
And then they can't handle the Jedi, says Tyler. No one can.
Almost feel like the Jedi needs a house care, and I'm willing to do that job. I'm willing to help Jedi in life. He deserves help.
Odebear, I think you got to take your space there, lad. Into Basuma. Good first time pass. Romero, you got time now. Clips the ball into Sar. Can we get on to this? Sar into Odebear. Good touch. Well done.
Great touch. Go on, Spence. Go on the outside. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, Jedi.
The Jedi.
Come on, Jed. The force be with you.
One-on-one with Lewis Cook.
Come on, may the force be with you. Oh, pulls it back.
Pulls it back to Sar. Loves a crack.
Oh, Bentancur made a late run there. Could he clip that?
You're right, Dave. I think Bentancur is playing more as an 8.
Oh, ref. Yellow.
Bentancur is playing more as an 8. Making runs forward, Bentancur. He's making these runs into the box. Sir.
Skunkworth says feels like supporting a championship team with no money to buy quality to make a difference. Absolutely. Do you know what? I've been searching for a quote like that to sum it up, and you're absolutely nailed it, Skunkworth.
300 million, and we're talking like it's a championship team. 300 million spent.
Come on, let's see if we can get a good delivery here. Can we get Danzo, Romero, Bentancur, Solanke all across this? These are the players we're looking for to attack this. Romero, I know you have a habit of coming back after a while out and scoring a goal.
Yeah, it doesn't. Ron Bomb. When's the last time we've said that?
Yeah, I would love a Ron Bomb, yes. Porro. It's a good ball. It's a good ball. It's a back across. Oh.
Good strength from Romero to
get after it.
To that.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Don't foul.
No stupidness.
Don't foul.
Oh, that's no foul. That's brilliant from Romero. No way. Are you mad?
He didn't need to do the jersey pull. I think that's what gave it away to the ref.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Fair. Too aggressive, Limpy says.
It's more movement Iraola has done in that 5 seconds than Ange has in the last 2 months. Look at him pacing around. Is Ange wearing the ski jacket, everybody?
No, he's wearing a black jumper.
Oh, must be warm enough.
Take your time, Vic. Spence is there.
There you are. Good pass, Pedro. No, it was a good ball.
Nearly under hit.
True.
Here we go. This is much more like, it's overhit. It's just overhit. Oh, if that wasn't, he was away.
Rombombastic.
Rombombastic. Davey Fantastic. Let my Romulo go. I've got to turn that song into a Romero one, actually. I need to get on the Spurs song sheets. I need to get that done. The way we
over 400 in the house. Please, everybody, smash the like button. Appreciate you all.
Well done, Brendan. Porro, good header. Go on, Bentancur. Good turn. Good ball into Solanke.
There you are, Solanke.
You, Sar. It's just behind him. You, Spence.
Well done, Sar.
Get it to Udi. Come on, Udi.
Oh, look at him.
Come on, Odo.
He's all over.
Oh, get it in now. The space is there, Spence. It's been created. Oh, pump it
Take
in.
him on again, Wilson. Wilson.
Udeberg.
Back
Good
post.
cross. Oh, my Lord. Oh, that'll do. That'll do. Well done.
Onto
Well
it.
done, Johnson.
Bent
Go
it
on,
and scored.
Bentacore.
Good
Oh,
recovery.
Porro. Porro Nation.
Basuma.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant, ref. Yellow, ref. Petulance from Clivert there. Couldn't hand getting spun. Got spun more times than a washing machine there. Come on, ref. Book him.
It's kind of crazy. Wilson.
What a movie that is, by the way.
I think Spurs tried to mimic that Burnley thing. Burnley do the really funny movie clips, for their signings, and Spurs tried to copy it for the Wilson Odebear signing.
Come on, Porro. Another good delivery here. We've got
or
the big
maybe it was
boys in there
Burnley
today.
that came up with it originally. Maybe it was Burnley that did it.
It's a good ball, that.
Oh,
Oh, just taking off Romulus's head.
Have not been bad.
Danzo, take your time. No rush. Brilliant. It's the inside of his leg strap.
Love that.
The ball
Overhit.
just slightly overhit. This is what we want to see, though. Balls coming in from different angles rather than passing it side to side. I'm okay with this. It's initiative, exactly. Go on, discuss tactics now, you two frauds on the bench. Go on. Idiots. Look at them. Tweedledum and Tweedledee sitting there now, thinking they're the great lads on Thursday. Look at them now.
Madison with a very scowled look. He has a very pensive look, Madison, as if he just saw a question on the test he didn't understand.
I just need to get in Roy Keane's ear and just say, look, can we criticize Madison every week? Because then he'll come back and score every week.
Yeah, really.
Oh, well done, Johnson. Do you know what? He's coming.
He was married to Roy Keane. He'd probably be, as good as if him and Roy Keane were brothers or something, or maybe if they were partners, you'd probably be the best player in the world, Madison.
Yeah.
Just need someone frolicking him every week.
Yeah, Johnson's had a good last 15 minutes there.
I'd agree.
Fair to him, picking up here. Go on the press. I'm rooting for you today now. You're playing well. Oh, just late, Bentacore. It's a free. Oh, lucky.
Spurs have gotten better. I'd agree. Spurs have improved in the last 10 minutes.
I just hope Son and Madison come on with a point to prove, and they can, if the game's still in the balance, they can definitely help try and win it.
Oh my God, it's like Kirkesh, jump from a trampoline here.
There's no way they're looking at that as a potential red. Get the fuck. Come on, move on.
And he's got a yellow for that, really? I don't know if that was a yellow.
Two players going for a 50-50. Joe, back to Vic.
Exactly. It's a bit of an underhit pass.
Brilliant start. Go on, Bentacore. He's on a yellow now. He can't make them challenges. Fuck.
How was that a yellow, though?
Oh, no, don't you dare, Bentacore. That's it, Biss. You take it over.
There you go, Johnson.
Go on, Biss.
Sir!
Oh, ref, that's a yellow. If you've just given Bentacore a yellow, pull one out for that. That's his second one. That's Clivert's second one now, ref. He done the one that gave away the free kick a second ago.
I think Tavernier had the first one.
No, that's Clivert's second one on Basuma. Basuma spun him a minute ago for the free
kick. I thought you meant second yellow card. Sorry.
No, that's what I'm saying. Second foul. He deserves a yellow. It's the same foul.
Yeah, totally. And that's more of a yellow than Bentacore's challenge.
Yeah. Who are they hugging down there?
Oh, the what's his name? Welsh player, survived cancer.
Oh, yeah. Brooks.
Good challenge from Kirkesh. No longer doing the mullet.
Good player, Kirkesh.
How has he recovered that? He had like a fully shaved mullet at one point. How has it turned to that so quickly? Ooh. I need those hair genes, Dave.
Did he get that ball? Let me have another look here. 1 second. 1 second. If not, this is a penalty. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Just about. Brilliant from Johnson, though, to commit the challenge. People saying penalty. Oh, my initial thought, but I think he got the ball there, to be fair.
I think he won it.
Yeah, I think I just seen that red boot touch the ball first.
How on earth has he grown that hair back? I'm just amazed.
Dimitar Berbatov getting his own sponsorship on the side there. Just see Dimitar Berbatov's name.
Oh, is it like for a drink or something?
No, I think there's a Legends night, a Legends game coming up against AC.
Yeah.
Go on. It's a good ball. Oh.
Just recycle it.
Oh, well done.
Nicely done, Odebear.
Porro just on the outside, man.
Option, man. Poor from Porro. Just overthought it. He just didn't need to do that. He had a space already. Just whip it in.
Go on, get out there to get the pressure on now.
Well done.
Well done,
Sar, look at that from
Go on, Sar. Oh,
Just need to get rid of
unlucky.
it, man. Just need to get rid of it.
Brilliant reading of the game from Sardo to get
Great
pressure
strength.
on him.
Big switch of play from
Oh,
Christie
get there,
to
Porro. Get there,
Semenyo.
Porro.
Poro's done really
Oh,
well on
brilliant.
Semenyo so far.
Yes.
Semenyo's barely even touched it.
Oh, Bentancur not there.
Bentancur.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, lovely.
Not your turn now, but well done. Vic just pumps
That's
it
all right.
long.
But
That's it,
Semenyo
Solanke.
so far stayed very quiet.
Yeah. So far. Still,
Only
still
30
60
minutes,
minutes
but-
to go. Still an hour to go.
Hey.
Iriola must have been calling for that one.
He was showing for it.
Skunk works. I'm not saying Johnson will ever work, but I do give him credit. He has copped on since I started moaning about him. In the first 10
Yeah,
minutes.
fair is fair.
He's starting to do the right things. It's still questionable. Is there going to be end product off the end of it? But he's starting to do the right things now anyway.
If anything, I would say the
For
more
15
worried,
minutes.
the more worrying player is
Fuck me, Porro.
maybe Romero so far. He's probably been the worry.
If this goes in, this is all Porro's fault. It's a shit giveaway.
Well done,
Oh, well
Basuma.
done,
Get a foot in.
Basuma. Get out,
Top of
get
the
out,
box,
get out.
Tyler Adams.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, it's a good ball in.
Danzo cleared. Basuma.
Oh, Basuma.
Well
Well.
done, Jed. What a beast.
Oh, this guy gives me chubbies.
Danzo,
Chubbies
nice.
only.
Danzo is so solid. I don't think he's put a foot wrong so far. Basuma. What is up with sometimes these back passes? It's just not the right option.
I think we're trying to draw the press and look to play through it. I think that's the whole idea behind it, but we're just not good enough to play through it. That's the issue. Oh, come on. Don't you dare to start booking players now. This is like four fouls they've given away since Bentancur, and you haven't booked one of them.
Johnson going for the Oscar here, and I love it.
King Huddle says ignore him. No, you don't ignore people, man. Come on, that's rude.
Yeah, how is this not a yellow if Bentancur has done the same thing, if not worse?
Yeah, that's yellow.
Bentancur's done the same thing. How is this not a yellow?
He just wants to give him a talking to.
He's just asking where you got that mullet from before.
Yeah. Where'd you get your aftershave? I need to get some. Romulus. Where's he going to go with this? Is he going to go long? Going to go short? Let's see. Looking for a running behind here. Oh, Slanky's gone moving. No. Good ball into Dom. Well took down as well, Johnson. But fucking hell, Johnson. Why did you missile that into Solanke for? All it needed to be was cushioned. Well done, Basuma. Oh, unlucky Bentancur. Well done, Johnson. Well picked up.
Basuma.
Keep going now. Onto Spence.
Can we see Johnson at the back post? Feels like it's that time.
Yeah. Come on, Udi. Come on, Udi. Oh, well done.
Where are you going, Lewis?
Get it in. Oh, no, he's fooling himself now. Oh, Lord. He's that good. He's fooling himself. Oh, don't lose it there.
Someone recover it. Good turn, Basuma.
Get that cross. Brilliant.
Nice, Romero.
Good showing, Johnson. Onto Porro.
Oh, good idea.
Right
He's trying to
idea,
find
yeah.
SARS. SAR and Bentancur have been making good runs.
Yeah.
Look at the pressing from Pop.
People saying how good was Udebur. Very good.
He's just willing, you know. He's not afraid to.
Get out. Come on.
He's just not afraid to size up his man like that. He just takes him on every time.
Spence. Oh.
Good run from SAR again.
Run.
Dave was absolutely spot on. Basuma's going to be the holding midfielder, and then Bentancur and SAR are kind of the runners.
Johnson.
Can he find?
He keeps hold of it. At least he's tried. He keeps hold of it.
Kirkesh was getting stuck in on him. Vicario, take your time.
Come on, look at SAR. He's so free.
Danzo.
Thank you.
SAR.
Nah,
Out
no.
for a throw-in. He's not giving them any yellows, says Stevie.
No. Well, look, I never expect to be 36 minutes in and it be 1-0, so I'm quite happy right now. But what I will say is these last 10 minutes towards the end of the half is when Tottenham usually capitulates. So hopefully we don't see that. Oh, brilliant. Go on. Ref, another fucking card. Can we get an... You're just allowing them to keep doing it.
Martin
Go on,
Knight.
Udeberg.
Oh, well said.
Oh, Udeberg, take him out.
Oh,
Udeberg.
oh, he rushed it. He rushed it, man. Just wait a second. Just wait a second. Just hold on a second, lad.
Oh.
Just a little. He's just a little
But you,
raw there, Wilson
but you know
Odegaard.
what? Much better. I just want to see my wingers do this. You know, you keep
Look at
doing
him.
it. The execution's going to come. I do agree. Oh, he's just got to even look at
Rushed
Bentancur
it.
on the edge of the box.
Just rushed
That's
it.
better, though, Udeberg. We'll take it. It's
Lewis
better.
Hook is having a tough time against this man.
If we were better, I'd ridicule him for having no end product, but I can't because no one's
bare
even
minimum.
beating his
I
man.
mean-
So he brings a bit of a bit of excitement in that regard.
I mean, it's bare minimum. We've been screaming about just a winger to take on his fullback all season. So Wilson Odegaard is the one providing that for us. It's not saying very much, but sadly, that's
Ray Hill
where
says another
expectations
clueless
are.
winger. I will say he's very raw he is 19. He is very raw at the minute, but I hope that end product comes because he's very exciting. Sar, well done. Come on. Oh, don't get out muscled there, Sar. Oh, Jesus Christ. Nearly assassinated him off the back.
He's asking for a foul, though. He felt like he got pulled back. I think he was. He's being pulled back here. Yeah.
Doho, son's on the bench. Rightly so. He was shit midweek. Ribsy says, all right, I'm just as pissed at how we're playing as the next person, but if I hear one more armchair psychoanalyst evaluate Andrew's body language, I'm going to start saying unkind things. So no more body language analyzation of Ange, please.
Probably didn't appreciate my rant from the last game then, Ribsy. At least he doesn't look so cold today, Ribsy. Sun's out.
Go on, get the pressure on now, Johnson. Come on, Solanke, now's your turn to go. Force him long. There we go. Win this. Oh, Porro, you got to go and challenge. Fuck me. Well done, Romero. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's the typical, innit? Just before half-time, we're about to do it again, aren't we? We're starting to get sloppy here now. Please, everything's set up for a perfect Sunday. We just need Tottenham to win today. Deal with that. Get out. Get out. Wait. Come on. Let's try and nick one before half-time. Let's try and get our efforts rewarded here.
Pedro. Into the defender. Nice. Romero.
Time, Romulus. Well done, Bentancur. Good play. Forcing it backwards.
Poison.
That's it, Solanke. Good running. Now your turn, Udi.
Poison or Hausen. Like I said, sometimes my Dutch
Hausen,
pronunciations.
It's good pressure by Tottenham. Force Bournemouth all the way back there into a long ball. South gone for a throw. And that's good pressure from Tottenham. Now, let's see if we can ping a move together, get a good shot on goal, and try and test this goalkeeper and get what our efforts deserve. No one expected us to be 40 minutes in and be 0-0. Come on. I agree, Scott works. Same old stat, 60+% possession, but rarely any threat up front. I agree.
And to be fair, Bournemouth could be 1-0 up, 2-0 up.
Could be treated up inside the first 2 minutes. Here we
Pedro,
go.
Pedro, take your time, man.
Here's a good breakaway. Find wrong option. Wrong option. You've got Bentancur screaming ahead. You've got Udeburn. You tried to put it into Johnson behind him as well. It was always going to be an overstretch. If it's good ball in, they're in the back post. It's 1-0. Fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck me. And it all comes from fucking Pedro Porro with a shit giveaway. Oh my God. We are the masters of
I was actually just going to say, if we could get to halftime 0-0, there's been a bit of chaoticness to this game. As much as Bournemouth probably deserved this. I mean, Vicario has kept us in this game. But it did feel like Spurs were actually starting to look like the better side.
Again, it's from our own breakaway. We've got 3 runners, and we play the wrong pass. It's a shit pass again. It's always when we go forward. Look, it's a great ball out. We're out here. He's got Bentancur who can find there. He's got Udeburn out the other side, and he hits an underwhelming pass to Brennan Johnson. It's not even Johnson's fault. He's done the right thing going in behind. Porro's just played an underhit pass. They've come straight down his side, put a ball into the back post. You'd argue Spencer's got to do a lot better there as well at the back post. But a lot, you can't be giving away the ball there, Porro. You just can't be giving away the ball there. Fucking hell, man. Jesus Christ. We are the architects of our own downfall. You give us a gun, we shoot ourselves in the foot. We are a joke.
It's a hell of a cross from Kirkesh. Dan,
24 seat.
Not out.
You know what? I feel like sometimes I don't care, but the reality is I do. I do care. You know, even now I care. Again, all the possession.
Like, but again, it felt like we were actually in the ascendancy to a second there. Felt like we could get to halftime. Like I said, maybe a bit of craziness to this game, but Spurs maybe starting to get back into it. And now we've just conceded at the wrong time, at the worst time as well, right before halftime. It's the worst time to concede.
But it's just shocking from...
Suma, get rid of it, lad.
It's the same thing all the time, though. All this possession, don't create a lot off the back of it. And then when you got a breakaway like that, you've got Porro with 3 runners running off him against 3 Bournemouth players. And hey, presto, he plays it to the Bournemouth player. You couldn't make this shit up, Jack. You couldn't make it up.
Yeah. It's a very Spurs-esque sort of concede. Very Spurs type of goal to concede. Danzo. Good ball. And Odebear. Well done, kid. Clear it away. Danzo into Spence. Or sorry, Sar. Now into Basuma. Good turn, lads.
Show some urgency going forward now, please.
Lads, you only have 2 minutes. Get forward. Spence. Sorry.
Get it in the box. Can't score unless it's in the box.
Nice. Oh, Basuma, man. What is that touch? Holy shit, Basuma. Oh, my Lord, man. What is that touch? What is that touch? He's got concrete boots on. Oh, my Lord. It's got the touch of a balloon. Oh, my Lord. What is that touch? If you just get turned there, man. If you just get turned, you have all the time in the world. You can pick out a pass, but he has the touch of a truck. It's being kind to trucks.
Every game I watch,
even if I ballooned a ball off a truck, it would have a better touch. Holy shit. What is that touch, lad?
Fucking game, I'm losing the will to live. Oh. We don't need visuals of Ange either, cameraman. We already know what, we just don't know. We already know we're under pressure and everything else. Just concentrate on the game, please. Bloody team, man. This bloody fucking football team, I swear to God. Everything's set up for a perfect Sunday and they want to fuck me over.
Hopefully you have some more face masks left, Dave.
Plenty of them left, Jack, and I think I'm going to have to go through them all, to be honest with you.
Some palm tree oil.
Honestly, the minute Spurs start losing games, I start ordering face masks because the wrinkles start
Need some palm tree oil and watch White Lotus. Oh, my Lord. It's just the worst time to concede as well. It's just the absolute worst time.
No, they just want half time now. They're just ballooning the ball out of play, for fuck's sake. Who's he telling? Shut the fuck up. Porro, you better make up for that error.
Halftime. Well, I was going to say, everybody, I felt like, if we could get to halftime 0-0, maybe Spurs started to look like kind of the team that was, starting to get some semblance back into the game, starting to show some confidence. But then it's another unforced error. And we are this team, we hurt ourselves, so often. As much as, there are plenty of other issues at the club. One of the big themes of this season has been just unforced errors, just causing to just get punished at the other end. To be fair, as much as, we were 0-0 at that point, you could make the case we could have been 2-0 down, maybe already inside the first 5-10 minutes. I don't know why this has been happening inside the first 5-10 minutes, but it feels like in recent games we've been nearly 3-0 down inside the first 10 minutes the past few games. So to be fair to Bournemouth, maybe they do deserve that to some extent. But honestly, Spurs did look like they were starting to get some sort of footing back into the game. And it's just another unforced error that just leads to us just shooting ourselves in the foot. And we find
Oh,
ourselves 1-0 down. Like I said, maybe we probably deserve to be 1-0 down. We haven't really created any real clear-cut opportunities. We've had good breakaways. We've had good little moments, but nothing really of any clinical nature. We've barely even registered any shots on target to my memory. Dave, it's just a really bad goal to
the
see
thing is,
concede there because we got away with it inside the first 10 minutes. And, you know, here we are.
but Dak, this has been the story under Ange Postecoglou. You know, how many times last year did we dominate possession as well in games? We just we never come out with the rewards we deserve. And how many times this season have we seen us crumble in the last 10 minutes of games before half time and concede a goal and switch off? What really frustrates me, Jack, is on the whole, we've actually played decently enough today. We've dominated possession. We look dangerous breaking from midfield up into the final third. But again, in the final third, there's not a lot of end product. The only test we've tested of their goalkeeper was a Dominic Solanke header from a distance where we was never going to score from. We haven't really tested the goalkeeper, you know, in that final third, which again is still a huge concern of mine. But again, like you said, we shot ourselves in the foot. It's an unbelievable ball into Pedro Porro. It's an unbelievable touch by Pedro Porro. You've got 3 breakaways. Johnson does the right thing running in behind. Bentancur makes a run.
Yeah.
And Udebert makes one behind him. You've got to use Bentancur and Udebert. Use the 2 runners that side. What he does is, and I understand what Porro's trying to do. I think he's trying to wrap it around on the outside of Brennan Johnson. But the reality is the defender reads it. For me, when he's making that running behind, lift it in behind for Johnson to get onto. They take the ball to go straight up the other end and we score. Jed Spence back post defending, not good enough. But the reality is, how many times have we seen the ball turned over on good breakaways, Jack? How many times me and you be screaming about good breakaways and we never make the most of them? And again, you know, you look at for all the possession, we've tested them, like I said, but it's like he header. Within the opening 3 minutes, they tested Vicario had to pull off 3 world-class saves. And this is the massive difference, you know. We can have all the possession we want, but what good is it if you're not going to do anything and really test the goalkeeper? And once again, we don't come out taking our rewards, and they're all going to be under pressure, and that's it. At the end of the day, it's all on them. It's only you that can come out there and deliver. Look, it's strengths of a team that is so void of creativity. Looks like they lack in confidence to a large degree. Why wouldn't you when you've lost 18 and you're on the verge of losing 19? But at some point, we all know the problems with Ange Postecoglou, etc. But at some point, them players also have to fucking step up and show a bit of steel and a bit of nuts here. And it's just sad because we've actually really relatively played really well to a certain degree. We just haven't done anything with it, Jack. That's the big frustration yet again.
Yeah, I just think, Spurs actually started to climb back into this game, started to look like, they were capable of potentially creating a moment to score, and we just shot ourselves in the foot. And this has been the case all season. So many times where we felt like, we were actually starting to look like we're warming up into the game, and then someone makes a really big mistake. And so many times we've been punished because it's the Premier League. It's the Premier League. You will get punished. And like I said, though, I think we are also forgetting, maybe not forgetting, plenty of you might remember, but inside that first 10 minutes, it looked like we could have been 2-0 down, 3-0 down. So maybe in that situation, if Vicario didn't make those saves, I'd probably take this situation, only being 1-0 down. But it's just, if Vicario keeps us in the game, that's where, as the forward line and the rest of the team, take advantage of that. See if you can get one, against the run of play and give yourself that, that go-ahead goal and, maybe send a punch in the mouth to Bournemouth. But just not good enough to do it. And we forced our own error and we got punished.
If Vicario wasn't in goal, we would have had a Newcastle-esque, 5-0 down by 20 minutes. If Vicario,
so you have to remember that as much as
you have to remember that.
Yeah.
You have to remember that. And the thing is, even though I give us praise for looking dangerous from the midfield, up into the final third on the breakaway, how much of that is Bournemouth leaving that space for us to play into? They're coming and pressing us. They're leaving that space. AZ Alkmaar ain't going to leave that space. So again, that's where you really need to start finding your killer passes. You need to start finding them runs. If we can't do it today when it's open, we haven't a hope in hell in doing it Thursday night when the game's going. All they're going to do is sit back here. They're not going to come out and play the way they did at home. What hope in hell have we got of breaking them down and finding that final ball against 11 men behind the ball if we can't do it when we're left on their back 4 half the times? So, again, it's sort of, we've played well to a certain degree, but then again, the same problems keep arising. Look, let's see what the mentality is like coming out in the second
Yeah.
half. I would argue I don't think it's going to change. We've been here before. How many times have I said to you once we fall one behind, I've no hope of us coming back? And how many times
Yeah.
have we actually come back when I've said that? We haven't. So
Yeah.
again, we're in another position where we're 1-0 down, and I don't fancy us coming back. I think there's going to again be a
Yeah.
lot of huffing, puffing, trying blowing your house down. But at the end of the day, that ball ain't going to get into the back of the net, and I just have no hope, Jack, going into the second half. I'm sorry, I'd love
Yeah.
to sit here and be a lot
I
more
feel the same.
positive. But I've been on about this for 2 years
I
now
feel the
about the
same.
lack of creativity and just having no faith in the forward players. So I don't think we're coming back. I think game's done and dusted now.
I feel the same way, Dave. Thank you for all the support that's coming in. Please, everybody, smash that like button, get in your comments, get in your thoughts. We're trying to make sense of things and we're trying to rationalize it as best we can. I do want to take a moment, though, to talk about what's pinned at the top of the chat. Please follow this link over in case maybe you're struggling to find a stream or find a game. If you use the link, you can get yourself a 2-year plan with NordVPN. And you can use the code FLATCAP, get yourself a 2-year deal, 4 extra months free. They are sponsoring the channel for these match days. And there's plenty of things that you can use with a VPN. You can make yourself more secure, your data, your details, whether it's usernames, passwords, bank details, all that stuff is technically more secure when you do have a VPN on. They do have threat protection. Also, as well, if maybe you're someone that's traveling around, maybe you go to different countries, different parts of the world, and you want to keep your Netflix subscription, the show that you might be in the middle of. Sometimes you go to a different country and all of a sudden that show's not available. Dave's, watching a lot of Yellowstone and stuff these days. Maybe if he were traveling, he wouldn't want to miss that. So he can use the NordVPN and be able to watch it, while he's cooped up in a hotel room or something, maybe hiding away from Spurs. And also, as well, everybody, you can share it up to 10 different devices. Just need one plan, share it with the whole family. So anytime you're on vacation, anytime you're traveling, you don't have to worry about losing, access to maybe anything that you might be watching. And also, there's plenty of other good things that come with it that comes from, sort of cybersecurity. Also, as well, there's no lagging, no buffering when you're using it as well. You don't really even notice, actually, that it's even, turned on when you're using it. And you'd also be helping out the channel a ton. So you get to avoid the dodgy streams, get to save yourself a bit of money as well, not having to buy extra subscriptions or anything like that. Technically, as well, you could think about maybe moving yourself to a different country, get yourself an even cheaper streaming service for either watching games or buying flights, movies, all that sort of thing. So please, everybody, use the code FLATCAP, get yourself 2-year plan, 4 extra months free, please. And also 30-day back money guarantee in case you actually don't like it. But let's get to some of the people here in the chat. Thanks for all the support that's been coming in, everybody. Al Ben, good to see you. I'm not sure if he said hello to you earlier, by the way, sir. Hopefully everything's all right with you, my friend. But we had Jerome saying, Paul Markey saying, definitely Johnson has to be Ange's love child. No ability or football sense. Ange has to go and take Johnson off with him. Here's the thing, Paul. As much as I love, kind of criticizing Johnson as much as the next guy, I don't know if he's been the biggest problem in this game. Then again, I probably have very, very low expectations of him. So if I were to hold him to a higher standard, I probably would be saying, he should still be able to take on his man. He should still be able to put in crosses. He should be more of a live wire when he is in possession. I do think, though, he's played some nice passes around the corner to Pedro Porro. I think he started to improve a little bit in the game, Brennan Johnson. So I don't think he's actually played as poorly in this game as he did against AZ or as he did against Man City. I actually think he's played slightly better in this game. Not saying that's a huge compliment or anything. Just want to be slightly fair, slightly, less biased if I can be. But Dave, I mean, to Paul Markey, I think you brought up to me, the persistence with Brennan Johnson sometimes has been in a way, Ange's own kind of hindrance, his own downfall.
Well, look, creativity is a problem in this team, and you keep persisting with a guy who can't create, inevitably it's going to lead to your downfall, to be quite frank. And, the more Johnson doesn't create, the more, fans are questioning it. So that's on Ange. But look, I think Brendan Johnson has worked harder today. I think, the first 10 minutes I was screaming at him, stop coming towards the ball, fucking run in behind. He started doing that. He's starting to muck in a bit defensively. Yeah. But again, where I do agree with Paul Markey is the final third. What has he produced?
Yeah.
That's the thing. He's working hard. He's starting to do the right things. But again, he's still not creating anything of note. So that's where I do agree with Paul Markey. And that's where it does become frustrating. It almost feels like the standard is being so set so low. We're almost praising players for the basics. And I'm almost falling into that trap, I feel like, to be honest.
Yeah. It looks like, maybe Jerome, though, might be agreeing with you, Paul Markey. Appreciate the support, Paul. Thanks for joining us tonight. Jerome saying this is what we are missing. Someone that can cross a ball, a killer ball like that, like Kirkesh did. All we do is just pass the ball around. Johnson should have gone inside instead of staying far on the wing. If you're referring, let me know, Jerome, just in the chat. You don't need to put in another super chat or anything. Do you kind of mean on the Pedro Porro pass? Maybe you felt like Johnson didn't need to keep the width, maybe make a similar run that he did earlier where it got
Fair point.
ignored by Bentancur. Maybe he could have made more of that inside run, catch his fullback off, catch him on the back foot. And then maybe Pedro Porro could have slipped him in behind. Perhaps even that's what Pedro Porro thought he was going to do. And then once he played it, he realized that they weren't on the same wavelength, like kind of in the first 10 to 15 minutes or so. I agree with Dave. I felt like maybe there were better options. I think Bentancur was the smarter choice. I think Wilson Odobert might have been the smarter choice in that moment. But to be fair, man, like I brought up to you earlier, Jerome, and you definitely would agree with me. I think, when it comes to the creativity side of things, people were very concerned. Oh, where's the creativity going to come from? Technically, it's supposed to come from your wingers. It's supposed to come from the guys that are, the creative outlets in the team. Once they get it out wide, one-on-one with a fullback, they should be able to. It's quite basic. Should be able to create a bit of space between them and their defender, able to put in a cross or take it past them and to get into the penalty area. And once they're in the penalty area, then defenses, they have to commit. They have to actually break their shape. They have to actually close you down. And once that happens, then more space is opened up. More players are potentially open to be able to fire in a shot or create something. And we just don't get that from our wingers, man. To be fair, Wilson Odobert, kind of raw, I would say, on that side. He takes his man on. He's actually doing what I want from him. But sometimes there's just a bit of rawness about it when he does it. Whereas with Johnson, I just don't expect much from him, man. When it does get to his side, I don't expect him to put in a cross because we've seen in the AZ game, the guy literally cannot cross the ball. And then also when he does get, an opportunity to run at his defender, he can't really go more than 2 or 3 touches without it just ballooning off of him in some sort of way. So again, my expectations are so low that sometimes I'm not really even that incensed, by what's going on. But I kind of see what you mean by the Pedro Porro moment. I technically would blame Porro more than I would Johnson there, though.
Yeah, I blame Porro there 100%. It's just he plays the wrong pass. And, if you're going to play that pass, you certainly don't play it behind your player, that's for sure. I agree with him that, look, maybe Johnson could have ran on the inside, but I think that's nitpicking. I do think that's more down to Pedro Porro. But, everyone's complained about this right-hand side, Jack. Everyone, me, you, and the 600 people tuning in from at home, we've all said it doesn't work. It doesn't work going forward. They don't blend well together. We've seen that, and it's cost us there today. But also defensively, it doesn't work. So why do we keep persisting with a Porro and a Johnson down the right-hand side when that combination of the two does not work? It boggles my mind. It costs you games of football. It costs you going one way, and it also costs you the other way. Stop playing them as a combination down that side.
Yeah. It felt like it was more of a Pedro Porro mistake than it really was on Johnson. But to be fair, Jerome, maybe that was the better run. When I do think of that moment, I do think that would have been the better run by Johnson. It's just he had other options, Pedro Porro. He didn't have to force it to Johnson. That's just kind of the way I see it. Good to have you with us, my man. And hopefully we can make this comeback in the second half. Let me know, anybody in the chat, any substitutions you'd be expecting Spurs to make or anything that, you want Ange to sort of change at halftime, let me know in the chat, please. Sean Maddox saying, I just don't see how we score. We're desperate for a creative midfielder.
Get me in there, Shawnee. No, look, I fully agree with you. Look, everyone knows I've had a problem with this forward line for 2 years. It's so boring. It's so mundane.
You see us scoring in the second half, to validate Sean? Like Sean is just kind of saying that, he's not seeing us scoring.
Did we score in the second half against City when we needed to? Did we score in the second half
against
Izzy Alkmaar when we needed to? You know what I mean? It's like, I've been here before. I've been here way too many times. We just don't. I have no faith we're going to score goals, Jack. Look, every player that's arrived in this forward line that we signed, I've highlighted the problem that it's going to cause us. We're now at the point that I expected. And people are sitting here asking me, do I have hope? No. I have no hope. I know how many times I've said it continuously for 2 years. I have no hope in this forward line at all.
And then Frankly Tottenham, appreciate you, sir. Thanks for grabbing a Flat Cap membership. Thanks for being with us. You've been supporting the channel for a long, long time, Frankly Tottenham. So really do appreciate you, sir. And I'm just going to try to catch up with the chat here. Maybe you left in a comment. Feel free to put in another one, and I'd be happy to talk about it. But Tartan Spurs, Sonny and Bergval are on. Tartan Spurs, appreciate you, my friend, saying Romero set the tone, unfortunately, from the beginning. When a side like Bournemouth like to win the ball high up the pitch, go direct and beat the press. Let's be smarter. He had a very shaky start, Romero. I do think that's from the rustiness of, let's be fair, like I think he's been out 4 months at least. Yeah. So you have to consider that. Like the guy will be rusty. But I'd agree. Like he's made a lot of sloppy passes. He's put people under pressure when he didn't need to. And to a degree, that might have set the tone. I will
Yeah,
add
but they're
this though, like the first maybe few games, here for a while now, Dave, we've had really bad starts, the past few games here where we could have been 2-0 down, 3-0 down, and that was before even Romero came back into the team.
But look, there also has to be an understanding. Like, look, I get what you're saying in terms of Romero has been piss poor playing out from the back, giving away the ball a number of times. The guy's also been out for 4 months. It takes a while to come back in, find your rhythm, get up to speed and stuff like that. But also, that's an instruction from the manager. That's not Romero choosing to do that. That does go, like Postecoglou has said before when he's been asked about, going a little bit more direct. He says, no, we will continue to play out from the back and we'll continue to play this way. That's a managerial instruction. If Romero starts going long, Postecoglou will haul him off. You know what I mean? Because you're going against the game plan. So I think there has to be an understanding of what the manager's what he's being asked to do to a certain degree. If the manager knows he's a bit rusty and he obviously would have seen it in training, then ask him to go a bit longer. But I don't think that's been the instruction, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I'd agree though, man. We started off very shaky because of the passes from Romero. It's just that I've seen that in other games as well. Just to be slightly fair, like we've had really bad starts in the past few games where, like Dave brought up, we've had a few almost Newcastle starts where we could have been 2-0 down, 3-0 down in the first few minutes there. But Romero absolutely contributed to that. Robert Grant saying, so concerning that we go to bits so easily. Being booed by supporters at home is detrimental. He should substitute Basuma and Bentancur at halftime. Bentancur had a really sloppy start, but I actually think he improved, towards the end of the first half. Not saying much, but I do think he started to get a little bit better. But he also was guilty of some of the sloppy passing inside the first minutes. Just a moment here, though. Can Spurs create something from this? No.
Because fucking Solanke needs to get up and in the way. This is the problem with our forward line. And it's not even Solanke's fault. But
It's just clunky.
We're just so fucking clumsy, man. Yeah. We are so clumsy. It's unbelievable. Everyone has that friend when you were growing up. They couldn't help but fall over and walk into things. That's what Tottenham Hotspur is. Fucking hell. Even when we're trying to play good football, someone's just in the way. We are so annoying. But anyway, Rob Grant.
He wanted Basuma taken off and Bentancur. He's gotten his wish, Robert Grant, because Basuma was taken off. Bentancur wasn't, but Bergvall is coming to the team.
Yeah. Look, let's see how Bergvall gets on. He's been a bright spark in that midfield to a degree.
Wilson.
In terms of being booed at halftime, this has been a familiar occurrence for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's not right. But at the end of the day, I side with the supporters on this one, Robert. It's sort of like, don't get me wrong, it's detrimental to the team. But, 18, 19 games, it's sort of taking the piss. There's only so much you can keep asking fans to happy clap, sing songs and everything else when you're not winning games. It's not acceptable to us fans. We pay the highest, tickets, that there is in world football to play. We're being charged a fortune for food and drink at the stadium and everything else. And it's sort of like, okay, well, then we expect that standard. We expect a high standard on the football pitch. If we're going to be charged a high price, we expect a good standard. And it doesn't match up. And to a degree, the board put the team in this position by not putting together a proper team in that to a certain degree. But at the end of the day, I don't blame anyone for losing their rag and booing this shit. It's 19 games this season now. If we lose this, it will be. It's not acceptable. When you see shit like Porro, playing that pass, I'm sorry. But where it becomes inexcusable for me, it's not the first time I've seen us do this on a breakaway. Shoot ourselves in the foot. And we don't learn from our errors. So I can understand the frustration. But I also take your point. It doesn't do the team any good. It doesn't help the players. I fully agree with you. But I would also argue on the contrary. What did clapping and cheering and everything do? We were all like that at the start of the season, but what did it do? You know what I mean? The reality is it has to come from them, our support. And I think they need to realise that, through all these defeats, we're always still here. Look at us, 500 of us still sitting here, tuning in, watching this game, hoping to be shocked, hoping to be surprised, hoping to get 3 points on the board. But, the support that you get from the stands, from the fans, it's dictated by your performances, unfortunately. And these senior players, they don't want to understand that. It's okay for them to rock in and go, I played shit today, but don't boo me. Give me your support. Bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. Get out there and perform. That's where you are, my support.
And then appreciate the support, Robert, by the way. And then frankly, Tottenham saying same patterns, and no goals. Yeah, I'd agree, frankly. I'd agree.
VJ, yes, a 3-minute whinge. I've lost 18 games this season, about to lose my 19th. I'm sorry, you're lucky it's only 3 minutes. Could do fucking 43 minutes, to be honest with you. What do you want me? I don't get it. What's the alternative? What would you... Honestly, this is where I start to lose my mind. What would you like me to do, VJ? What? So if I'm whinging, what's the opposite when we're losing? We're losing right now. I'm whinging. What? So instead of just moaning about it, tell me what you want me to do. Because I've already sat here giving proper analysis and everything else. If I want to have a moan, I'm well within my right. But tell me what you expect me to do if you don't want me whinging right now when we're losing. You want me to sit here and cheer and support and clap? I've done that for the first half. Where did it get me? Save it for post-match. Oh, if we lose, don't worry.
Snowflake.
But then again, then people tell me it's performative arts. Fucking no. Come on, Spurs. Oh, go on.
Snowflake.
Oh, please, Udi.
Oh, come on. Someone in the box.
Even then, it's between people.
You got to square it to Sar, lads.
Even then, it's between people. Even then, even when we play a ball, Jack, it's between people. We can't even play it to a guy in our own shirt.
I agree, Dave. I agree. I just think Sonny's got to touch that on a scarf.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, it's a great cross.
Here we go.
There we are.
Here we go. Again, off another attack going forward.
Not allowed to moan yet. Not allowed to
shambolic.
Not allowed to
we
moan
are absolutely shambolic. Again, off us going forward. Just hit on the counter. So decisive. Again, wrong decisions. I agree. So all someone's got to do is lay that off for the person standing there for the strike. He tries to get selfish. And then we're just so open. Fucking hell. I am so sick to death of this shit. I am sick to death of it. I am fed up.
Not allowed to moan yet.
Please, I beg you. Actually, I beg you, please, today. And it's the first time I've ever said this.
Please.
But I beg you, please do not send me in any fan cams today. I can't take this any longer.
I think he might have been offside, though, right? Wasn't Semenyo potentially offside?
Maybe. If he's inside our half.
Yeah,
he is offside.
Yeah,
thank
he's
fuck.
offside.
But still,
thank God.
It's absolutely shocking. Have you not learnt your lesson from the first goal we conceded 10 minutes ago? Fuck. I need a drink. I'll be back in 1 sec. I'm going to get a fizzy drink. I need some sugar. Just to stay awake with this shit. Fuck. Right. Please. Go and get me some matches and put them in between my eyes. Keep them open.
Good to see you, Vandal Ross. Hopefully everything's all right with you, Vandal.
Oh, fuck. I've no fizzy drink. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. My day's getting worse. No cold.
No, Tyler. Apparently you're just supposed to close your eyes, close your ears, and just wait till the post-match. And apparently also it's all performative. Fucking hell. It's like people really enjoy losing. Especially when you are losing. What are you supposed to do? Pretend it's all daisies and flowers and everything, and somehow that's going to turn everything around. Like fucking hell, delusional.
It's like if we were a couple, Jack.
If you were down, and any other sport, if you're down, like even just yesterday, I'm watching basketball. If you're down 20 points, you're not going to be like, all right, lads, let's just see how this game plays out. What the fuck? It doesn't make any sense. You have to address what's going wrong. You have to tell your players what's going wrong. You have to fix things. You have to be honest with yourself. Fucking hell.
I'm just emotional, right? I'm just emotional. I wear my heart on my sleeve. We're winning. I'm so happy. Nothing can take me off it. We lose. I'm so angry and nothing can take me out of it. Unfortunately, it's the nature of the person I am. And I know it's not healthy before people say it's not healthy, Dave. I get it. But I can't help it. I just cannot help it.
Sorry about that. Turn it bad. No, you're right. You're right, sir. Vandal Ross, thanks for getting back to me. I'm glad you're doing okay, sir. Sonny. He's actually not been bad, Sonny, since coming on.
Oh, it still won't go in. It just still will not go in.
Not go in. It was like a ghost goal. I went through the side netting. I felt like it was getting tucked in there. Sonny's been bright since coming on.
But the ball just.
Oh my lord! How is that not gone in? It's up. They shaved the post. It's shaved the post. Oh my lord!
It just still won't go in, Jack. Fucking hell. Honestly, we're going to have to do rugby style and do a scrum over the line or something with a football at this point. No, please. Straight at the goalkeeper. Unlucky. It's better from Tottenham, though. Oh, honestly, we're going to have to form a scrum, Jack, and get that ball over the line at this point. Tyler, you ready? Come on, get after it. Hunt it.
I thought that went in. I was already celebrating. It looked like it was curling in. Oh no, they're on the break here, Bournemouth. They're in behind Danzo.
He's isolated. Can someone get cross? Well done, Porro. Leave that for Vicario. Thank you.
Well done, Pedro.
We done well to come across and track that. Just don't make the first mistake in the first place, and we're all right. Benteke,
Bentancur.
great ball.
Lovely ball. Bergvall, take your time.
Come on, Bergvall. Iceberg, let's
Get
go.
rid of it.
Come on, Iceberg. Oh, Iceberg, keep going. Oh, you should have kept going.
Will said.
Let's see what Wilson does.
Lovely ball. Oh.
Am I missing something? Did Johnson come off at halftime?
Yeah, he did for Son.
Okay.
Paul Markey must be wiping his eyes.
See, I haven't had my sugar today.
Paul Markey, and took off. He took him off. Paul Markey, he took him off.
See, I haven't had my sugar today. I can't think straight.
How have we not gotten a goal?
Honestly.
Sonny's had 2 moments. He could have squared Sarr, and then that one was a great shot from him. He's actually been bright. But how have we not scored from either of those moments? And then also Bournemouth nearly so lucky that they were offside on that other goal. Sir! Ref, he just came through the back of him.
Compromise. No fizzy pop, but I'll go with some Ribena.
Referee, he just came through the back of him.
That's a red card. Still won't score. Robert Grant says, I'm really impressed that a fizzy drink is sufficient for this, Dave. I'm enjoying some Belgian brews, and that's still not enough. What's the Belgian brew? Is it that Duval? My dad likes Duval, or he did when my dad done a bit of Euro traveling back in the day, and he raves about that Duval. Yeah, I don't drink, Robert Grant. I'm not one of them boring people where you go, you can't drink around me. It's not like I have a problem. I just choose not to drink. I don't like the taste of it or the hangovers the next day. But yeah, so, fizzy drink or a bit of Ribena or something like that, it does me, or tries to do me, Robert Grant. I'm not sure it alleviates the pressure or the stress now, but it tastes good.
Everclear sounds good right now, says Tyler. Oh my Lord. I've actually never had that. I've never had Everclear or absinthe. I don't think I plan on it unless Spurs really drive me through the wall.
No. Big up, Rob. You're helping me get through this, though, a bit light.
Nice to know. Where's our Belgian Hotspur? He's probably on the Belgians.
No, VJ. Look, VJ. I know what you're saying. You follow us all because we win the league. I get what you're saying. It's just, you know me, man. I am an emotional character, right? I wear my heart on my sleeve, and probably for the worst of me, that I do that. But somehow sometimes I just can't help but let it out, VJ. I apologize.
Lovely from Odebear. Lovely from Odebear. Oh, I played it behind him, Poro. You played it behind him, man. Lovely touch from Odebear. Bergvall. Pedro.
It's just when we lose games, VJ, I'm very tetchy. Even my missus can't speak to me when we lose. She'd be very unhappy with me. If they keep losing, I'll be single.
Vandal Ross saying, I'm having a Sunday afternoon beer. I'm jealous of you guys.
To be honest with you, I'm going to have like a Sunday roast dinner or something. I need something to cheer myself up today.
I don't even know what I want to do. I've been invited to go on a 14-mile run after this. I'm not sure if that's what I should be doing.
What,
probably be having beers with you guys. I should be having beers with you guys.
Run yourself until you can't move and you just knock yourself out of sleep, Jack. I think,
I'll just run to the forest. I'll just run to the forest brewery away, and then they'll call it a day.
Run straight into the pub, out the door, straight into the pub.
Red face,
onto the high stool.
Red face, sweaty and all. Oh no, Semenyo.
No, Poro. Get there. Oh, you
good block, Pedro. Great block.
What Belgian beer are you on, though?
Yeah.
Grant, put it in the chat. Let us know, my man. Big up, Robert.
Yeah, you got Hogarden, Leffe,
Duval,
Chimay. I know there's some others that have been mentioned before. I like I've said before to Joris, to the Belgian Hotspur. The Belgian beer is a little too strong for me sometimes. Especially when it's like this, where I'm just going to be down on them. I don't know. I'd be under the table.
Leighton Evelyn's been on the Stella. You must be on cases of that all season long, Leighton, are you? By the way, Leighton, when are you going to come on and have a chat with us? Feels like you've been around forever and you don't come and speak to us, my man.
Stella. I'm not a big fan of Stella, though. I find it a bit boring.
Spence. Come on, Spurs. Let's go. Come on. Let's fucking create something. Still salvageable here. Sonny.
Magically, still only 1-0 down.
Someone else says in the chat, can we just buy a striker who scores goals? I mean, we had one, but we sold him. Everyone was okay with it as well. Come on, sir.
I'd rather have a
Saurus
winner
Rex. Oh,
that
Papa
can
Saurus Rex.
create.
There we go. Someone get up and support, please.
What's the point of having a striker if you can't
Oh,
create?
great play. No, Solanke. No,
Slanky.
Solanke. No, Solanke. No, Solanke. No. Just take a touch and put it along the ground
Yeah,
for him.
exactly.
Oh, just do the simple things. You don't have that capability. You know what you do well. Stick to it. Oh, don't be something you're not, Solanke. You're not Harry. Harry could do that.
Ripsy
Come on,
saying,
Van der Ven.
Ripsy saying, go and drink everything colorful under the sink.
I think that'll be one of your last blowouts, though, Ripsy, if you do that, right?
Where are we starting first? The dishwasher soap or the well, hand soap?
Radox.
Dove.
Oh, come on, Mickey Van der Ven. If anyone has the ability to come in and pull us out tomorrow with something unexpected, it's Mickey.
Van de Ven has come on.
Yeah, I'm not happy with that haircut as well. I think he needs a haircut there. It's not great.
Why has Van de Ven come on is the other question.
Left back?
No, for Romero.
No, Romero. Yeah, well, he's probably never going to be fit enough to play.
He didn't have a that great of a game anyways, Romero, I guess.
Woo! Oh, Jesus. Yeah, quickly.
What a
What's up?
save from Vicario. That looked like he was almost getting caught out there. Over 500 in the house. Please, everybody, smash the like button for us if you can. That's a bar you don't leave, Ripsy, if you do the under the sink. You don't get to leave. Top shelf at this rate, says DJ again.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I'd be hitting the well. Well done, Danzo. Well done, Danzo. Get rid of it, man.
Play him.
You gotta play Oda Bear, lad. You gotta play him. Why didn't he play him? Did so well. Tight feet as well. Lovely touch.
People saying fingers crossed for VDV. Yeah, that's true.
You struck me as a Windex man, Daniel Larson.
Chop liver with the super chat says bad day to quit the sniffing glue, I guess. Big up Chop Liver.
Struck me as a paint thinner man, Chop Liver. Oh my lord. Madison, it's sunny.
Oh, please. Yeah, no, Lord, we're never going to score. We are never, ever going to score a goal.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You could have 2 goals either
How
side
are
of
you
the goal
missing
and we
the
still
target?
wouldn't score. Oh my Lord.
Targets.
It's great play between Son and Madison.
How are you missing the sun? Madison does the right thing.
He does
as
the
well.
right
He
thing.
does-
Oh,
my lord, man! Just tuck it away the far side, dude.
Oh,
Why are you hitting it?
fucking
Why are you
hell.
hitting it back across goals? Why are you hitting it back across goals? Fucking
My niece
hell!
would have hit the target from there, for fuck's
Hit
sake.
the target at least. Oh my lord!
What do we deserve to see such?
Oh, especially
Honestly.
when Sonny ignored him earlier, and then he gets the same exact chance, and he misses the target. Fucking hell, man! You would think that you would make it now that you actually got the pass. You nearly had. Oh my God, it's driving me crazy. You had that chance earlier.
We are so poor going forward.
It's just you would think though, like you get ignored. You have a similar chance where you get ignored, and then another one just like it presents itself. Most players would then put that away because they were probably so frustrated they didn't get it the first time, and somehow he misses the target entirely.
Oh.
Why is Simon Hooper and Iriola talking like they're old frat bros or something like that? What's going on there?
I'll be honest, they could even give us a penalty, and I still don't have faith we're going to score it, Jack.
Oh, no.
We're in here.
Oh, no.
We're
Oh,
in
that's
here.
it.
It's
That's
great
it.
to play.
There it is.
2-0. There it is. Game
Yep,
over.
there it is.
We're done here.
There it is.
So easy. Evan Nilsson on his return. I
Fucking
bet
hell,
Solanke.
man. It's just, it's torture here.
I bet Solanke's fucking ruined, leaving Bournemouth now. Look at the chances this guy's been provided with today, one-on-ones.
What a pass from Kluivert, and what a move.
No one in our team could do what Kluivert's done there. No one.
Oh, my lord.
So free in the middle. Who came out there and didn't get anywhere close?
He's on as well. Danzo steps out.
Denzo and Bentancur both caught there.
I think Danzo takes a little bit of responsibility there. Danzo, Bergvall.
You can't keep expecting fucking Vic to keep them out.
Oh, he's not saving that. He's not saving that. He has all the options in the world.
Another huge chance. Another huge chance. Don't take it, and they come up the other end and score. Oh my God! Oh my Lord! We get chances, we don't take them, and then we go and concede straight off the back of it. And if anyone tries to tell me forward line is not the problem in this team, I don't want to hear it. I'm going to scream. You dominate possession, you score, you're in a chance of winning the game. You don't do that in the first half. Then in the second half, again, you create chances to get back in the game. You don't take them. You surprised you find yourself 2-0 down? I'm not. Brilliant play by Wilson Udeberg there, though. Sonny.
Yeah, very good play by Wilson. He's looked good on the right side. Bergvall off the post.
We are never going to score. We are never, ever going to score.
Off the post.
That's twice we've hit the post now.
Oh, my gosh. It's a great hit from Bergvall. Hit it really well. It's almost unsavable. It's 2 shots from Sonny and Bergvall. You can't save those, but they hit the post.
What do we have to do to score? I just feel like once we score one, we'll score more. The confidence will be back in them. It's just like we just never. I don't know where the goal's going to come from. Sir! There it is! Oh my God!
I think that was intentional. I actually think that was intentional. I think that was intentional. What a shot!
It was. Yes, it was intentional.
I think he tried to catch the keeper out. I think he tried. He didn't. There was no one in the box.
It's a shame we had to. I just said I don't know where the goal's going to come from, and it's going to come from something like that. That's intentional. Yep. Oh my Lord.
I think that's intentional. He's not even close to Slanky there.
God, Pappy. Come on, Spurs. Surely now. Oh my Lord.
Hell.
And people were slating him last week, Jack.
Oh, I think that's so intentional. Look how, yeah, no,
that's
intentional.
Goal of the year.
That's definitely intentional. That's definitely intentional.
Goal of the year, guys. People,
my
Lord,
not a cross. What a finish.
That's not a cross. That's intentional,
guys. That's not a cross, everybody.
He picks his head up.
He gives the keeper the eyes. He gives the keeper the eyes. And Slanky's like 20 yards away from it, so there's no way he's overhit it.
I think he was inspired. I think he was inspired from Bergvall's a minute ago.
No, everybody, I'm putting the house on that. I'm putting Sean's mortgage on that. Sean Maddox's mortgage on that one. He's absolutely given the keeper the eyes because Slanky's not even practically in the box yet. Like Slanky just got into the box and it's like 40 yards over his head. So there's no way he would have overhit it that much.
About time though. Fuck me.
There's no way he overhits it that much unless it's intentional.
Come on, Sonny. Let's see if we can go get the equalizer now. That goal deserves a point, at least today.
No, that's intentional. I'm sorry.
It's unbelievable. Come on, guys. Come on, Tottenham.
What a finish. Fucking hell.
If we get a result today, I'm going to have a chicken salad, so please let me live a day longer.
Can we have a yellow, please?
Wait, finally.
Oh, my Lord. People, you do not... Have you never seen a player give the keeper the eyes? Have you never seen that?
That's not a cross. He's definitely meant that, for sure. I agree with you.
I mean, there's no one even in the penalty area. How on earth would that be a cross then?
And as well, with the angle, it's not like from Whip being a right footer, your hope is to whip that away from goal if you're crossing. That's what you ultimately end up doing. He didn't. He for me, he meant that, and he meant to chip the keeper there.
There's no one even near the cross. There's no way it's a cross.
Get out wide. Jesus, Vicario, fuck me, Jesus. My nerves are shot watching Tottenham. Sir, not accurate enough. Fuck.
Exactly, Dara. Look at the way he hit it. He absolutely meant it.
Yeah.
It's also like there's no whip on it. He really he hit it. It's like dipping. It's dipping. He really.
To be honest with you, I don't care. I'm not even going to debate this for next hour.
What are we arguing for? Sorry, everybody. What are we? Come on, we got a goal. No donut.
Let's see if we can get an equalizer here. See
no
if we can
donuts anymore. We got a goal, everybody. Turns out the ball can go in the back of the net.
Oh, please. Oh.
Sonny. Turns out the ball does go in.
Yeah, it just goes to show we don't need to score the perfect goal.
Sean saying Ribsy manages my portfolio. Pop Mata Starboy. Fucking hell. And Bergvall, to be fair. We deserved it at that stage. We
Yeah.
did deserve a goal.
Anson hit the post.
I mean, we probably deserved to be 5-1 down, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's 2-1. We deserved at least one goal. Oh, referees, just hit it off Madison's face.
If only we didn't concede that second goal.
Referees, kick the ball away off Madison's head. Are you going to give another yellow, please? Can we have a yellow, ref? How hard is it to get a yellow?
Daniel says, you guys are on Basuma balloons. It's just luck.
Oh, Daniel,
Look,
man.
for me, when I seen him strike it, I did think initially he was going for goal. That's why I was like, oh my God, what have you done? But I guess we won't know until Papa Matasar comes out and gives us the answer. And look, at the end of the day, we just needed a goal. I don't care how it comes, whether it's luck, whether it's not. I'm not going to fall out with anyone over that. At the end of the day, I just wanted to see a fucking goal. Now I want to see 2 or 3.
Ghost at the back post there, Daniel Larson. There was no one even near like the way, like he hit that very hard. He hit that with a lot of fizz, and there was no one even near the penalty area. I mean, Slanky just got into the box. Like there's no one even that he was intending that towards by the looks of things. So it had to have been a shot on goal. If there was someone close to it, if there was someone at the back post, then I'd absolutely say you probably didn't mean that. But if there's no one even near the cross, that's clearly then intentional. And like Dave said, you know, Bergvall, you know, decided to just have a crack. We know Pop Matasar does like to have a crack himself. He does like having a shot on goal from distance.
Cool.
So that's the way you also look at it. You know, Pop Matasar, he likes shooting it from distance.
He scored a cracker against Man City. The thing is, he's capable, so you can't doubt that he meant that, in my opinion. I just think the way he shaped up, he looked like he was going to strike that all day long. Look, anyway, like I said, I'm not going to have a debate that we scored a goal. Let's see if we can get a second now.
And to be fair, Daniel, you know, we might be on the balloons, but you did admit to being on the Kleenex earlier. So, you know, we're all losing our heads. We're all on fumes here. We're all running on fumes.
Do you know what? If we pick up a result today, I might just hit the balloons with Basuma, Daniel. Been that long? Sorry for a result. Might even go skiing with him, actually. I might even join the darts with Madison and Johnson at this rate. Just get me a result. I need a fucking result. I'm sick of losing.
Pick up, Daniel.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord. Please, no. Not now.
Oh, no. It's 3-on-1.
Here we go.
3-on-3.
Oh, I missed that, Mickey.
Oh, in behind Mickey. You got to see that run, lad. Oh, my Lord. Vicario's angle there wasn't great.
No.
Mickey, he's not really been that assuring since coming on, Mickey. As much as Romero had a bad first half, I wouldn't say, you know, Mickey Van de Ven has looked.
The thing is, though, what do we expect? He's been out for months. It's always going to take him a while to get back into it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
this was always going to be the case when people were asking for him to come back.
He had no idea about the run from Evan Nielsen.
That was poor from Vicario there to a certain degree.
Yeah, his angle was really poor there, Vic. Really, really poor
angle. Maybe he's just trying to stay on the line and not allow him to put it through his legs, maybe.
He just maybe didn't want to get caught out at the near post. He didn't want him to cheat.
Maybe he done the right thing there, actually, in the end, looking at it.
It's more Mickey Van de Ven just has no idea about the run.
No. We got away with that. Now let's see if we can go up the other end and score. They've done it to us twice off the back of shit misses.
Oh. Clivert has had a hat trick of posts. The post has been very busy today, Sean. The woodwork has been very busy. I think we're going to need to get a new paint job on the goals.
Yeah. Oh, Danzo.
Well done, Solanke. Sir, he's just being dragged to the ref. He's just been dragged. Oh my Lord, ref. He just held up the ball, then he got pulled to the ground.
Sar's
oh my
just
Lord,
asking
ref. Are you kidding me?
Sar's just asking. He's like, come on, just be fair here.
How is that not a foul on Solanke? He's held up the ball, given it to Sar, and then he got it back, and then they pulled him to the ground. They just yanked him to the ground by the jersey. I saw his jersey just get referee. Fucking hell. Come on, boys. Take some more pops from distance. I agree, King Hoddle. That might be our only way to score, is just keep shooting it from distance. No, Daniel, I know you have a good sense of humor. Oh, well done. Sar's really come out in the second half. Sir! He's getting kicked again. I believe this is the referee that sent off Basuma in the Leighton Orient game from last year.
Oh, 15 minutes left. Let's see if we can create a chance here. No, that's stupid from Burrow. That is acting the piss.
Well done, Matters. Oh, not the right option, Matters. Not the right option. Get onto it, man. Again, not necessary. Just have a little bit of class there. Have a bit of composure. You had options. All right, Dave, I just say we keep shooting it from distance, huh?
It's the only hope, isn't it? Really? We don't create one-on-one chances, so what are hope have we got?
Or even when we get breakaways, we usually break them down ourselves, so might as well just shoot it. And King Hoddle's right. Kepa can be crap. He has a mistake in him, Kepa.
Yeah.
Is he still the most expensive goalkeeper of all time?
That's a joke.
Or might be Onana. It might be Onana. Might be the most expensive. Both jokes of goalkeepers, in my opinion.
Come on, get after it.
Someone's got to be there. Well done, Bergvall.
Brilliant. Go on.
Referee, of course, is immediately there to give the card and the foul.
Oh, Lord, ref. Daniel Heron says the fact they're getting a draw as a win shows how crap we are. Absolutely spot on. Martin says I hate these bloody goal kicks. Just puts us under pressure straight away. Fair point. Charlie Mannix says Porro has done that multiple times. When in doubt, clear it out. Absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on there. I agree with Johnny. You know, stop playing it back into the middle where there is nobodies and we're putting ourselves under pressure. It's stupid.
Porro. Oh my, just a second here, Sean. But Sean, you are right. I think Romero kind of did in the first half as well. A lot of them were guilty. Porro, back post, cleared away by Chad. Well done. Sean, you are right, though. That was a big thing in the first half. It felt like we just kept playing it backwards so unnecessarily and putting ourselves under pressure for no reason. And, you know, it's fine to recycle it. It's fine to pass backwards when there are no options. That's sometimes what you have to do. But when there are options available, don't pass backwards because you do put yourself, you know, on the back foot. It's 100% right.
Yeah, spot on.
Again, there are times when you do need to. There are times, especially if you are a possession-based team. But so many times we just choose to pass backwards when there actually are people available. Calm down, Hoysen.
He scored against us last time. He's going to be up
That's why I'm saying that. I don't want him getting motivated.
Oh, fuck me, ref. Can we just get on with the game at this point? You're just delaying the inevitable. Come on.
Maybe he's a Semenyo fan like you are, Dave.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to touch him.
Wants the autograph. Well done, Sar. Well done, Sar.
Back post. Goal kick. Right, let's go. Let's see if we can do this quickly now they're up the field. No. We're just playing ourselves in.
And we started gotten really sloppy in the last few minutes. Just when we got the ascendancy, we've all of a sudden became bad. Just when we scored, we became worse.
Yeah.
How's that possible? Oh, if only that went to Wilson. Ooh.
Go on, Dom. Let that go out, Porro. Throw in. Let's go. Come on, the fuck.
Any other substitutions Ange can make, Dave?
I mean, 10
Hard
minutes
to say,
look
really.
at that result. Do you get Dane Scarlett on and go two up top?
He has made changes, to be fair to him. Oh, no. Porro's getting done.
Back post. He's lucky that the winger.
Yeah, he's lucky that Kirkesh ignored it. I don't know why he did. He put in a brilliant cross earlier. It's in the Scott. Good ball out wide to Tavernier.
So much space here.
Well done, Jedi. Clivert.
Well done,
for the cross. Take your time, Mickey. Take your time, Mickey. Take your time.
That'll do. Go on when you run. Go on,
The
Mickey.
pace of Mickey
Go on when you
Manaman
run.
into
Good ball into Slanky.
Solanke.
Fucking hell. Oh
Can't
my
get his feet
God.
sorted. Can't get his feet sorted. Fucking hell, man.
Just take it in your stride, Solanke, please.
Yeah. You know that ball is coming to you as well.
Yeah. So frustrating. Like, he's made the run anticipating the pass is going to come. Do you know what I mean? And it's just,
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean, Martin. I do see what you mean, man. Future's bright, future's little white. Cezanne just lost these players. You can't deny it now.
Hard to say after this game.
Look, I'm not. It's just not working. That's just the thing. You know, it's just not working.
We're just not very
right.
good. We're not good.
We're just not good. We're just used
I don't know
to
if it is effort in this game, to be honest, but we're not good. That's what I would.
We're just so shit going forward.
And still very vulnerable, and still very vulnerable defensively. Like, we still could have conceded 4 this game.
Yeah.
So.
But
I wouldn't know if it's down to effort this time.
But a lot of it does stem off us, you know, dominating possession, going forward, creating nothing. You know, you always leave the opposition in with a chance against them out.
Please find him. Sonny. Overhit. Sir!
Penalty! Penalty! Penalty!
Come on.
Who said it? I think it was King Huddle said about Kepa, didn't you, King Huddle?
Yeah.
You said he's got a mistake in him. Come on, son, finish this. You missed one earlier on in the season. Do not miss this one.
Oh, that is absolutely against the run of play as well. Bournemouth looked like grabbing a third. Iraola's waving in a plane with all these arm waves.
Come on, give it. Do the right thing. There's contact. Yeah.
Oh,
no.
I mean, he's just collided into him. I mean, geez.
He's just come careering into him. Come on now. He's left a trailing hand out there as well. It's intentional. Come on now, just give it. It's straightforward. It's simple.
Kepa's on a slip and slide there. He's completely out of control.
This has been given all season long. If we don't get this, conspiracy theories are going to start coming out.
Great housery from Iraola, to be fair.
Please put this away.
Pretending as if that isn't a penalty. It's the most stonewall penalty you've seen in years from a keeper.
It's a great ball by Madison.
He doesn't even dive, Sonny. He doesn't even really dive. Barely even leaves his foot dangling. Plenty of players, leave the foot dangling there. I don't even think he does. He knows. He knows Kepa's out of control. He knows Kepa's out of control.
Make sure they're nowhere near that penalty spot either.
Solanke's holding on to it, but maybe Sonny's the one still to take it.
Does Solanke want it for his confidence, though?
Perhaps. I don't know if that's the right decision. I think you want to give it to your main penalty taker.
Well, Sonny did miss one earlier on in the season, Jack.
That's fair.
He did miss one earlier on in the season in the crucial game, if you remember.
Nowadays, though, you do see a guy, though, Dave, often hold the ball for a different player. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah, that's what he's done. Someone made a tweet. Someone made the tweet the other day saying,
spot on, Jack.
Someone said football's gone woke, where, someone else holds the ball for the penalty taker.
Come on, son. I can't look.
You missed the last one. Sonaldo, we need you, son. Fucking bury this, please.
Oh! Yes! Let's go for the winner! Let's go for the winner! Come on, let's go!
Get in. Come on, boys. Let's go for 3.
Come on, let's fucking go. Let's have it now.
Down the middle, or is that down the left? If it's down the middle, he's absolutely done him here. Oh, my. Kepa, where you going, lad? Oh, it's class. It's class penalty. That's a class penalty from Sonny.
Come on.
He deserves it, too. He nearly scored earlier. I think he's been bright since coming on, Sonny. I think he's been very bright.
Let's go for the winner. Well done.
Ugh.
Let's go for that winner.
Eric Val.
Just don't shoot yourself in the foot, please.
Come on, crowd. Give them the momentum. Give them the momentum, Spurs fans. Cheer them on.
Oh, no. Poor from Porro again. Fuck me, Porro. You fucking useless this half.
It's a simple pass. Mickey.
He's going to cause us. He's going to cause us, Porro.
Pedro. It's a simple pass. It's overcooked.
Come on, let's go. Please, one more chance. Dom
Can
Solanke.
we get Alex Scott, the Spurs fan, to hit an own goal? You know he wants to. You know he's sympathetic. Vic, well done.
Take your time. We don't need to rush this. Take Martin's advice in, please. Thank you. Martin, they're listening. Come on. Come on, one chance. One chance is all we need to get a win for me.
Let's shit house a win. I completely agree, King Hall. Let's do it, man. Oh, is there a little bit of a scuffle going on? I didn't see. Madison, potentially the one involved.
Well done, Madison.
You got to push for a win here, though, Matters. Can't distract it. You can't. Got to push for a win here.
Hoisting on a yellow, that now means you can't make a challenge, so that might help us, Jack. Target him now. Get in down his side. Oh, yeah, that's dirty. Well done, Madison. Another ball like you done for Sonny. That's all we need.
Thank you very much, Trinidad. Everybody listen to Trinidad. Please smash the like button if you are in here. Over 630 in the house.
Big up. Really appreciate that, Trinidad. Very, very kind of you. Who's coming on? The doggy for Porro. Right decision. Fucking, he was gonna cost us a goal, Porro.
Yeah, that was a good change by Hange. That was a good change.
Come on. We just need one good run from a doggy or Spence. Let's have it.
I agree. That was a good move.
Well, come on, Mickey. Use that pace. Open up. Flash. With the ball over the top. Towards Madison. Doesn't get there. Force from Bournemouth to clear this. Oh, don't let it bounce, Stanzo. Well on, Mickey. Unlucky, Borgval. Oh, sir.
Oh, yay.
Let's go. Let's break. Let's break.
Someone make a run for him.
No, Borgval over ambitious
there. Play it on the outside, lad. Just play it on the outside. Why are you playing it?
You shouldn't even play it into his feet, though, Jack. You know, let him run at him.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Danzel's getting a bit ropey here. He looks out on his feet. For carry out time. Oh, go on. Unlucky.
Get your foot onto it, man.
Come on, let's not give up hope, Tottenham.
It's amazing how quiet, though, Semenyo has been today.
Yeah.
Don't want to jinx it.
Oh, Danzo, no, don't get done there.
Oh, no, he's let it come across him. Let it bounce.
Oh,
Destiny Udogi with a brilliant challenge.
Come on, sir.
Get out your feet, lad.
Move it.
Udogi, show for him.
He wants you on the move, Udogi.
Take it forward. Sar. Into Bergval.
Good ball.
Nice ball into Matters.
Now out wide. No, just get out wide, Matters.
Spence put under. Tough. Oh,
that'll do. Free kick. Come on, get it in the box.
Thank you, referee.
He's looking for a yellow. Now's not the time, Spence. Let's just go.
Vandal Ross, member for 18 months, saying, wow, it's my 18th already. Come on, you Spurs. Thank you, Vandal.
Wow. Big up, Vandal Ross. Good to see you. 18 months. Been a long 18 months, Vandal. It's been a long one, brother.
With the Irish Hotspur is like 30 years.
Oh.
Thank you, Vandal. Very, very kind to us. Very, very kind to us.
Looks like he's coming off with a hamstring.
Who is?
Semenyo. Rubbing the back of his hamstring there.
Oh, no. That's our summer signing. Thank you, Vandal Ross, 18 months, and all the members. Really appreciate you guys. Being a member really does, allow you guys to get even closer to each other, closer to Dave and I, and it really does go a very, very long way in supporting us. But then also, during times like this, when everything is tough, it's nice to be able to recognize you guys and just sort of connect, on a deeper level. And plenty of you people also are celebrating like 40 months and stuff like that. It's absolutely insane. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much.
Hopefully our reward, our loyalty gets rewarded here now. Hopefully, like
one day. Oh,
Danzo. Oh, good tackle. Oh, break it, sir. Play it. Bergval, someone move off.
Sar, make a run. Someone make a run for him. Push on for the winner here. Alaskan Hotspur, 14 months. Let's get a winner. Exactly right,
Madison,
man.
You've got to disguise that better.
You're up nice and early too, Alaskan. Let's grab a winner for you.
6 minutes. Come on, there's time. Not with touches like that, Destiny.
I bet you have good coffee around you, Alaskan, if you're getting up so early for these games.
Oh, take your time, Vicario. No. Last thing you want is the gaps there. Oh, well done, Madison. Come on, Madison.
Take him down.
Out.
Oh, he's gone
on a
yellow, though.
card.
He can't.
Yeah.
Man. I would have gotten a red card there.
Close it down, Spence. Close it down.
Good block.
No, Vicario, nice. Let's go. Someone move. Oh. We look like we're happy with the draw right now.
Find Destiny. Lovely.
There we go. Back if you need to. Back
if you need to.
Take it, Mads. Run into that space. Look at Bergval. Come on, a doggy. Fuck me, it's not rocket science. It's a throwing, kid.
Well done, Solanke. Sir!
Ref? No, nothing. Oh, Bergval gets spun.
Brooks.
He's going to have it. Oh, well done, Sar. Come on, let's move. Sonny wants it. Good touch, Sonny. Oh, no,
wrong
Sonny,
option.
no, Sonny, no, Sonny, no.
Wrong option, man.
Takes a great touch first as well. Come on, Tottenham. Let's try and get this up the other end.
Still time to push for a winner here.
Come on. Oh, no, he's beaten Spence. Well done, Spence. Let's go. Come on, Spence-tacular. Let's move it. Good ball into Slanky. Hold it up.
There you are, lad. There you are. Come on. Odebear, good switch. Good ball.
No, it's just over here.
It needs to be a good ball there. It needs to be. Solanke was through. Solanke was clean through. Oh, it's not a super easy pass, but someone of Matter's ability, you think he would be able to. Oh, that was it. He was through.
We looked dead on our feet.
Oh,
I'm worried. I'm worried.
Oh, he was through.
Oh,
Madison.
Come on, there's still hope. One more ball. That's all it takes in a game of football. Come on, Spurs. No.
Jad, what a challenge. Udogi.
Well done, Madison. Come on, someone move.
Standing next to each other.
Give it to James. Come on, James, please.
Need to unlock them. Well done.
No, it's on their hit. Come on, let's see if we can create one last chance.
Ball sent long. God, need to get our foot on the ball.
Well done, doggy. Come on, son, jump. Son, jump. Come on, just edge it up there and let's get one swing into the box. Come on. Vicario moves that ball out to a doggy. That's a good ball. Look at Madison. Oh, Vicario, wrong ball. Go on, Sar. Well done, Sar. Brilliant in Dudley. We deserve a win for his game today. He's been brilliant. Come on, Spence. Down the right-hand side. Move it. You just got to go. Oh, he slips, cutting inside. You just got to go, Spence. You just got to go, Spence.
Yeah, I think he overthought it.
You just got to go and get that ball in the box.
Oh, yes. Come on, lads. Take advantage of it now.
Take
advantage of it now. We've just struggled to
1 minute
passes in these final minutes.
Come on, 1 minute left.
Struggled to string anything together here in the final minutes. Final minute. Come Come on, lads. Madison. Bergvall making a run. Into Sonny.
Play him. Oh, play
Able to
Bergvall.
find
Hold it and play
Solanke.
Bergvall. He's just got to hold it and find
Yeah,
Bergvall.
Bergvall was the better
Use Solanke as
option.
the decoy.
He was the better option. Well done, Danzo. Well done, Danzo.
Come on, let's go again. Come on, there's still time, Mickey.
Mickey.
There's still time.
Come on, Mixter.
Oh, that'll do. Come on, Spurs.
Final 30
happy
seconds.
with this draw.
Calm the fuck down, Tyler Adams.
Doggy, now's not the time. Just pick a fucking throw and let's go. Someone show.
Good touch. Sonny, you got to get rid of it, man. Bergvall, what a hesitation there.
Just right pass here now. Come on.
There you go. Wilson.
Let's go, Wilson.
Down the line to Bergs.
Good
Come
ball.
on, Bergs. Whip it in, Sar. Lovely pass. Madison. Lovely from Matters.
Corner. No.
Someone. Oh, how is it not falling our way?
Full time, is it?
That's full time. Well, saw a battle back in the second. We did see a battle back in the second. I think we kind of shithoused it, to be honest, but I'll take it. You know, we'll take a shithouse. We'll take it at this point. The players, I think, did show effort in the second half, and they did show effort, I think, in the game in general. Are we a good team? I don't think so. I think we probably deserve to lose this game, but, you know, that's how the Premier League can be. You know, you can be a team that can shithouse yourself to some sort of point or some sort of result. I think we've done it here. And to be fair, in the second half, we really were starting to look a lot better. I mean, Dave, that's my synopsis of it, really. I think it was a bit of a shit house of a point, but at the same time, you know, Bournemouth left the door open. You know, they weren't bearing some of their moments. They weren't taking some of their chances, and, you know, we were able to punish them for it. And thank God for Kepa, because Kepa definitely gave us, you know, the equalizer there. I don't know. What's your assessment of the game? It feels like, you know, it's a point we'll take. Not sure if we deserved it. Then again, it's not like we played terribly in the second half. Bournemouth kind of gave us, you know, a bit of ascendancy there. So we were able to grab something from this.
No, look, don't get me wrong. I don't like losing games. I'm happy we didn't lose today, you know, to a certain degree. But again, it feels like, you know, we've left 2 points, you know, at home again today, Jack, to a certain degree. You know, I feel like Bournemouth were there for the taking today. If we were just a bit more better going forward, yet once again, I think the forward line still comes into serious question. I don't think it really proves anything ahead of Thursday night, to be quite frank. You know, a draw doesn't really show you that the mentality has changed. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to come back. What were we, 2-0 down? Came back to 2-2? Or was it? Yeah, I think so. You know, it's good to show that mentality to a certain degree. Which I still don't have too much hopes in terms of creativity going forward against AZ Alkmaar. We didn't really create any real one-on-one chances for AZ Alkmaar. And do you know what? As good as chances as Bournemouth had, you know, at times to put us away, we also had a couple, you know, Sar's miss, you know, some when he first came on, instead of laying it off, took the wrong option and stuff like that. But that's been the story of our season to a degree. I do think a draw is probably a fair result on the day, but I don't think it changes anything for Ange. I don't think it changes anything for these players. We know our season still rides on Thursday night at the end of the day. I'm just happy we didn't lose, Jack. I'm just sick of losing.
I'm sick of losing too. I'm happy that we didn't drop. You know, it's in the Premier League. You probably needed 3 points, you know, in this game. If we really did have hope that, you know, we're going to start climbing up this table, I think you do probably have to get results against teams like Bournemouth, because when you look at it, Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton, those are kind of the teams that we're trying to sort of catch, you know, higher up the table. Teams that, in my opinion, have kind of been better than us pretty much all season. But if we wanted to maybe have that hope of really making a late climb up the table, you probably needed to pick up 3 points here against a team that, you know, is pretty much direct rivals, you know, inside the top 10 with you. Shithouse to draw. I take some confidence from this, you know, for the AZ Alkmaar game, because I don't think, you know, AZ are better than Bournemouth. Like, I think the Bournemouth are a far better outfit than AZ. And we saw some effort in this game. We did see that, you know, the players are still, to a degree, you know, running for Ange, and they're still trying. They still have that desperation to try to claw something from it. We just don't really have a lot of quality about us. We're not really that, you know, we're not really a pleasing team to watch. You know, there's a bit of chaoticness to us. We look very capable of conceding a goal. When we do get breakaways, they often, you know, end up breaking down or mispass, mistouch, ends up sort of hurting us. And then all of a sudden, you know, we're on the back foot, going the other direction.
But that's been
Still,
the story of our
season,
though,
I'll take a point. I think I take some confidence, Dave, going into Thursday from this performance.
Look,
not a ton, but some. I think I take some.
Where I get a little bit disheartened into Thursday, though, Jack, is you look at the
Uh-huh.
way the game panned out today, right? We dominated possession. We looked okay going forward, to a certain degree in the first half. But we went forward. We had a breakaway, 4-on-3. We picked the wrong pass. They go up and scored a goal. We're capable of that any time. That second goal, again, came off the back of, shit play. They broke us open. We also had one disallowed off the exact same thing 5 minutes into the second half. So I'm still worried about that. We can sit there, we can dominate the possession, but let's be honest. What did we? If you're Dom Solanke today, you'd much rather be back in that Bournemouth team. Look at the chances, one-on-one chances they created for Evan Nilsson today. What did we create for Dom Solanke one-on-one? Absolutely zilch. Papa Matasar scored a great goal, which I know there's going to be a debate about whether he meant it, whether it's a fluke. Personally, I think he meant it. And then we got a penalty, Jack. But what did we really create outside of that bar, the Papa Matasar one that went wide? Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Son hit the post, Bergvall hit the post. So that's why I say on the reflection draw is probably a fair result. But against AZ Alkmaar, we're 1-0 down. We're already going into the game on the back foot. We got to be creating much more chances than what we did today if we have any hope of getting by. And that's where I sort of don't really gain too much confidence going into AZ Alkmaar. The way the game planned out today, Bournemouth hit us on the counter twice. Apart from that, we dominated possession. But again, what did we do with it? And I've said this, and I've for quite some time, we just don't have the forward players to play handball. If for this to be sustainable, you've got to have devastating forward players. You've got to have clinical forward players. But we don't. Because when we dominate the possession, the whole idea is you take advantage of that. You go 2-3-0 up. You stun the opposition. But we don't have the players to do that. And that's why we're always being left to be susceptible at the back. And I know a lot of people look at the defence. But trust me, the forward line is the main problem in this team. Scoring goals is the hardest thing to do in football. I've always said that. Look how hard we fucking make it, Jack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We make it look like it's impossible. At one stage there, we didn't know where our next goal was going to come from. So I still have no faith heading into the AZ Alkmaar game that we're going to rip them open and score chances that we need. We might shithouse it, we might fluke it, but does that give anyone any confidence heading into the quarterfinals? It's only really prolonging the inevitable. Don't get me wrong. I think I'm at the point now, if we're going to get to the final and win this fucking thing, which we're not, we're going to have to shithouse ourselves the whole way through. We ain't just going to turn up and play this stylish, sexy football, like we were under Pochettino on the run to the Champions League final. We are going to have to fucking shithouse ourselves through it. Do we have the ability? I'm not quite so sure. I think with the young team, eventually you're going to come unstuck. But like I said, today, a fair reflection. I think a point is a fair result, but it doesn't really give me too much hope for Thursday.
I'm taking some. I'm not taking a lot for Thursday, just because I know that Bournemouth are a much, much better outfit than AZ. And if AZ, set up to sort of stifle us, set up in a low block defensive shape, they'll probably punish us on the counter. But if they do leave themselves open in the back some way, maybe the fact that we did score some goals in this game can give us the confidence to potentially shithouse some more against AZ. I'm not taking a whole lot of confidence for Thursday, but I am taking a little bit. I think
in terms of
coming a little, I don't know why that is. Maybe just because there was at least effort and there was at least some sort of commitment, to try to get something from this game. I didn't feel like they were trying to throw Ange under the bus or anything like that with this performance, if you get what I mean.
No, I get what you're saying. And look, I think if you look at it, we came from 2-0 down, we fought back. Maybe that you can take a little bit of hope from that. But the forward line is a huge problem. You need them to be consistently at it. They're not. Look, the one thing I will say is we are capable of the odd win where we can go out and play a team off the park. We've seen that at times this season. But it's all the times in between that where we've been so lackluster is what concerns me. We've already turned up that way last Thursday, even though it was our biggest game of the season. Now we're 1-0 down. Do they come into it nervous? Do they come into it making mistakes? Because AZ Alkmaar, all they have to do is sit 11 men behind the ball, wait for one long ball in behind and go and score, just like Bournemouth done today. Bournemouth was their perfect case sample of how their game plan is going to come out. And if you don't think they've got hope of what Bournemouth done today, of course they will. So for me, look, let's wait and see. I know some people in the chat calling, Wilson Udeberg useless. I don't think he is useless. I said this at the start of the season when we started to go back and watch my Welcome to Tottenham video. I said, Spurs fans are going to find him very, very frustrating because he does do brilliant things, but in that moment, in that calmness where you need that decisive cross, that through ball, that finish, he's going to let you down because he's so raw. It doesn't make him useless. He's a 19-year-old kid being brought in to solve our problems going forward, being brought in to replace the creativity of Harry Kane. I mean, we got to stop doing this to some of these guys. It's not fair. It's not that they're useless. They're going to be good players in years from now if he develops that clinical nature. But the reality is, I've seen this problem coming. That's why I don't sit here and cry about all. Well, some say I do, but I don't sit here and harp on about it as much as I could because I've seen it coming. I was expecting this.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of comments already on Odegaard. I mean, to back you up, Tartan Spurs saying Odegaard definitely not useless. He needs to develop and is very young and raw. But how can people already write him off already? Shake my head. Ilmatic saying Odegaard coming back from a long-ass surgery and injury. He needs more time to find his game readiness, but I am liking what I see so far. And then also as well, Q7 saying, think another positive for today was Odegaard had the intent to do what a wide man is supposed to do on the right-hand side. It may get better, though, with more games. I think a lot of people would actually agree with maybe what you just said there. There's some other good comments here. Chris Baum as well, giving in a good comment. Sean Maddox saying patterns of play are horrible. We don't look like we know how to attack as a unit. Solanke is also not up to speed yet. Solanke did look a little rusty and look kind of a bit off it. Just kind of clunky today, if you ask me, man. But I'm going to get to the top of the chat to maybe what you brought up earlier, Dave, with Q7 saying, I have to say, you two are absolutely nuts for believing Sarr meant that goal. I mean, a Spurs player making the wrong pass is already nothing new. And chat. Touche, Q7, touche. I'll believe the Pop Montessar. And again, it's only because of the picture that was in front of him. There wasn't really anyone to cross it to. So why on earth would he be crossing it unless he's just imagined somebody at the back post or is just sort of hit it blindly or maybe saw a ghost, maybe saw me and Dave at the back post and wanted to hit us there. I just don't think there was anyone really to cross it in yet. So why on earth would he hit it then with that much fizz and that much dip on it? It's not like he really curled it. He kind of hit it with a bit more of like a knuckle kind of dip, towards the bottom end of the far post. So like I said, if there's nobody in front of him, there's no one really to cross it to. And the way he struck the ball, the way he sort of hit it, and also the fact that Bergvall nearly scored from a long shot just a couple of seconds before that, I'm going to give Sarr the benefit of the doubt that he meant it, Q7. But that's a very fair point that, we can't even string together two passes sometimes. What's to say, he meant that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's where I sort of understand Q7's point. We are incapable of making the right decision, so it's hard to believe that there's intent in it, right? I fully get it. But a couple of things you said. No one there really at the back post to cross to. I fully agree with you there. Also, when I first seen him shape up, I initially thought he was going to go for a shot. I think he was inspired by Bergvall's shot just moments earlier, and I think he said, why not? Let's have a crack. I think it was intentional. And also, if I'm going to be fair, out of all them midfielders, Papa Matasar is the one that is, all season, is the more inclined to pick up that ball and have a go for distance. He's not afraid of it. And that's why I just think he meant it. But look, at the end of the day, we're not going to know. He will be asked about it. We'll find out whether he meant it or not. But for me, I sit on the side. Look, we're that useless. I would like to think that someone means something they do on the football pitch at Tottenham. So I'm going to give Sarr the benefit of the doubt here.
Mm-hmm. It maybe strikes you of the Harry Winks goal from a while ago, from some time in the past. If you are in with us, though, please smash the like button, everybody. Really appreciate you guys for picking us as the watch-along destination today. King Hoddle saying, look, they were better than us, but to come back from 2 down is shine of good character. They worked hard today, no question. I can get behind that, King Hoddle, to a degree. Jerome saying 2-2. I take that, but Bournemouth were way better than us. Papa's goal, though. What a goal, even if he did not mean it. No reason. I think it's good debate, whether he meant it or not, but no reason to get butthurt or anything about that. No reason to,
you don't know if he meant it.
Plenty of things we could be arguing about, as Spurs fans. This is probably one not to necessarily get that riled up about. We'll take it because it was, the ingredients for the point. But yeah, I'll take the point, Jerome. Bournemouth were way better than us. We're not very good still. For some reason, though, maybe it's just the delusional happy clapper in me, Jerome, but for some reason, I'm taking just a little bit of confidence going into Oz. I'm not saying we're going to win it or anything like that, but I'm not as doom and gloom going into Thursday after today as I was, because Thursday felt like a mix of us still being really, really poor, like a bad team. But I also was seeing signs of it felt like, a team starting to maybe throw Ange under the bus, a little bit, with Madison and Sonny complaining on the touchline. Brennan Johnson, I remember on Thursday, wasn't tracking back, to help out, his fullback, that sort of thing. I started to believe, I was like, are they really, behind Ange anymore? Maybe because they're in front of the home crowd, maybe because the defeat was that embarrassing on Thursday night that they felt like they had to step up in this one. But I wasn't seeing a lack of effort or a lack of trying in this game. I still think we're not very good, but I would say that there still was effort in this one. And that for some reason gives me a little bit more confidence than I might have had before this game even had kicked off for me, Jerome. But 2-2, I think it was a bit of a shit house draw. I'd agree with you. I think it was a bit of a shit house.
Look, the way I see today's sort of result is, it's like being served up shit on a plate for 364 days of the year, and then on the 650 or 365th day, they serve you up kidney. You're going to take it, right? It's better than shit, isn't it, at the end of the day? And that's the way I sort of feel about today's result. I get what you're saying, Jack, that there was still a bit of application in terms of the way we want to try and play out from the back and, stuff like that. I do get what you're saying. Look, I think Thursday night, like the reason why I was hesitant to say them players are giving up on the Rangers because I've been there against Pachosta Ferreira, NS Mora, Vitesse Arnhem, Zagreb. And it's just, we've got a real problem going away from home in Europe and in domestic football in general. Go back and look at the pattern over the last 5 years since Poch. We are terrible away from home. We're not great at all. But I still question, do we have the guile and the creativity and the craft to break open 11 men behind the ball? I think off the large evidence of this season, proven not. But look, let's wait and see.
100%.
Big up, Jerome. Like I said, I'll take it. It's not going to ruin my weekend. Hasn't made my weekend. It's not going to ruin it. I'm just happy we haven't lost another fucking game of football because it becomes unbearable. At the end of the day, we've 11 games left. I want to try and show a bit of fight for some fucking pride and put some respect on the cockerel, or whatever we can between now and the end of the season. So at least we didn't lose. That's the fucking main thing.
Dark Sun G saying, good 1 point, plus Sar loves to score against Bournemouth. What was the last goal he scored against Bournemouth, Dave? Can we put our heads together before Dark Sun G once again embarrasses us for our terrible memories?
Say that again.
What was Sar's last goal against Bournemouth? He's saying he loves to score against Bournemouth, Patmat Sar.
Oh,
Can you think of the last goal he scored against them?
Trying to think, did he score one under Conte or did he score one under Ange Postecoglou?
We didn't score. I mean, in the home fixture, I believe we didn't score.
Fixture. Maybe he scored against. Did he score at them against our home place last season, man? To be honest, Dark Sun G, we've had nearly 50 games this season. I can't remember.
First 10 games, in the first 10 games, that amazing performance where we destroyed them, whatever it was, the 4-1 or whatever that great performance was against them.
Yeah.
I remember he potentially came up with a goal there. That's what I'm starting to think.
What I will say about,
is that right? Maybe that last season, first 10 games of the season when we played them, he scored.
What I will say about Patmat Sar, Jack, I was very sort of taken aback.
Last January, he said, scored, then went off injured, said Artist T.
Oh, okay. Last January. Okay, interesting. I'll have a look back, Dark. Look, your brain is a lot better than mine, Dark Sunji. I think we've established that over the last 4 years. One thing I will say about Patmat Sar is I was actually taken aback a little bit by, the criticism of him in the pre-match build-up last week. And I'll always maintain, and I said it in the pre-match build-up, when you look at Patmat Sar, he gets around, he breaks up play. He provides a goal threat from midfield. He can score you goals, and I've seen him play balls in between the fullback and the centre-back, and I've seen him playing long balls for the wingers to get in behind. So what that shows me is that you've got a player that does have all the components to make a complete midfielder. It's just about tying them all together now and bringing that consistency forward with it. And I said in the pre-match build-up today, I think it was Phil Coy's put in a message about the midfield saying, fed up with the midfield, it's overrun all the time, it's so wide open. And I sort of said off the back of it, I was like, well, for me, it's been like that for weeks, but I think it's because Patmat Sar's been taken out of the team. Because you don't have that guy, the legs, the energy getting around. And every great midfield, even the greatest teams, they all have that player. For when I was growing up, any team that had Makaleli sitting back there doing that job went on and won trophies and stuff like that. That sort of a player is important, that player. But we've also moaned about a midfielder getting forward and providing goals from the midfield. Patmat Sar has shown that ability more than Madison, more than Bergvall, more than Basuma. And to a degree, I would say more than Bentancur, but Bentancur's been playing in the 6. When he's in the 8, he does provide a bit of a goal threat. But, he is providing that goal threat from midfield. And to be honest with you, that comeback was inspired by Sarr, not only by his goal, but his guile to get around in midfield, disrupt the ball, and keep going. He never gave up. So for me, I actually think he should come out with a lot of praise today. And I hope a lot of people realise, if you're going to have three in midfield, you can't just have three sexy players. You've got to have that one player in there that'll get around, disrupt, and fight. And that's what Sarr done today.
No, he's physical, Sarr, and he also is able to cover ground more than other players do, I think, as well. He can make late box runs. He can sort of push a counter attack, but he also can track back to get stuck in for you. And doesn't shy away from the physical challenges, I think, which is goes unnoticed, it feels like. I think he is more of an athletic midfielder than maybe people give him credit for. Darkson G also saying Van de Ven and Cootie got good game time from this game. Bergvall, Spence, Vicario were my man of the matches, my MVPs. Vicario, I'd probably give it to Vicario again, to be honest, because the only reason we got a point from this technically is because of Vicario, Dave. Wouldn't you agree? Like, it's good that Van de Ven and Cootie Romero got minutes. Completely agree there, but Dave, I mean, can you make the case that we lose this game if it wasn't for Vicario still?
Oh, Jack, I said it at half-time. I think without Vicario and them 2-3 world-class saves at the start of the game, if they go and score after 30 seconds, you can bet your bottom dollar we would have ended up in a Newcastle situation 5-0 down after 20-odd minutes. So I can tell you now that would have been the case. So, to your point, and in fairness, even when Kinski did come in and blow everyone away against Liverpool and against Hammer, you always maintained, in fairness to you, the crucialness of Vicario. You probably even kept me grounded to a degree, pointing out, the big saves in the big moments. Yes, he's not perfect, but he is better than Kinski, and I think that's proven. Game, you look when Kinski ended up coming out of the team, he was costing the team. He wasn't keeping us in games. It felt like he was just sort of going with the flow. Whereas Vicario, even when things aren't going well, he steps up, he makes them big saves, and that's what you want from your goalkeeper ultimately. True. When things aren't going well, or even when things are going well and they create a chance, you want him to step up with them big saves. And I haven't seen a keeper in a long time make as many one-on-one saves as I see that guy make. So credit to him, because if he wasn't there, we would have been in a Newcastle situation today where we would have been 5-0 down after 24 minutes, Jack.
Yeah, Vicario, Darkson G, I don't want any Vicario slander for the next few months, please. I just think he's been brilliant since coming back. He's kept us in games, and he's just been pulling off world-class saves that, unfortunately, I just don't think we were getting with Kinski, as Dave was saying. Stateside Footy saying, Dave and Jack, as always, it was a very entertaining watch-along. I'm sure I'll see you guys prior to Thursday. Be well, guys. Guys in the chat, remember to smash the like button. Everybody listen to Stateside Footy, please. Really would appreciate it. And then let's get to some others here. Darkson G followed up by saying Wilson needs to start ahead of Johnson, in my opinion. Come on, you Spurs. Dave, Thursday night. Who does Ange go for? Unfortunately, Darkson G, I might have to put some disappointment in you. I think he's going to go for Johnson. He's going to go for Johnson. He loves Johnson. He loves him. He think he loves him more than he even likes Sonny, than he even likes Madison. Well, he has a hard on practically for dropping Madison. I think he loves doing that. And I think he's very loyal to Brenda. He's very loyal to him.
I don't blame him. Look, when Madison plays one great game and one shit game, it makes it very hard to put your trust in him. But look, when it comes to Johnson, look, I agree with you. I'd much rather see someone like Wilson Odeberg come on. You do need a player that's going to run at the opposition, take them on. And you do need a player that's not afraid to put a cross in the box. Okay, you can question the sort of end product a lot today off Wilson Odeberg, but one thing he done, run at his player, take them on, and also put crosses in the box. I'd rather take that, and at least it gives you an opportunity that someone's just running in and gets on the end of it, rather than not see it at all. So I agree with you on that basis 100%. However, we all know what Andrew's going to do. Johnson will be in that starting lineup come Thursday, 8 o'clock. We know it. I'm not even going to cry about it. I just know it's going to happen.
If it
That's
were,
why he was taken off early today, to make sure he's ready to go.
Yeah, really. That's the only reason. That's the only reason he took him off. That's the only reason he took him off, is to get him ready for Thursday. Yeah. It's going to be probably a low block, though, that AZ will play Darkson G. And that's, again, why you would probably prefer someone like a Wilson Odeberg, someone to run out as fullback, create a bit of chaos, force them to have to commit more defenders, a guy that can take it past his man, get into the penalty area, force them to panic. Johnson's just not that man. Johnson is far better when you have space and behind to work with, when there is more of an end-to-end type of game. That's when I think he offers more of a threat, and there will be space at the back post for him to make runs, that type of thing. I'm expecting AZ to put a lot of players behind the ball to really look to stifle us and frustrate us, and I think Wilson Odeberg would be a far more positive player to have for a game like that one. And Artist T saying, don't get me wrong, a point is good, but all of our goals came from mistakes, and AZ will be more compact than Bournemouth were. Overall, we still looked very poor. bailed out. I'd agree, Artisty. I don't think we were very good, to be fair. I think we were better in the second half. Like Dave said, though, like it could have been 3-0 down inside like the first half, really. And also in the first half, we had breakaways and we had moments, but we just kept giving it away. We couldn't even string together the right pass, make the right decision, make the right run. We still look very, very sloppy at times, when even just trying to build out from the back. How many times do we play ourselves under pressure or play ourselves into mistakes? We're still not a good team. And I think we did shithouse a point
I will.
here.
I
So
will
at the
say
end of the
though.
day, Bournemouth did probably deserve a bit more.
I will say though. Look, yeah, you can sit there and say our goals came off their mistakes, but so did their goals.
No,
The first goal
no,
came off Pedro Porro playing a shit pass.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And, the second goal, again, players out of position and that. So their goals also came off mistakes at the end of the hours. Look, I'm not going to sit here and get into the ins and outs, but, for me, I think on reflection, a draw is a fair result. We did hit the post twice, as well. They had opportunities, but we also had a couple ourselves. So I do think a draw is a reflection at the end of the day. Look, it's a decent point. You take it, move on. Look, it was many would say it was Iriola's audition today. I'm going to say I'm not entirely convinced about Iriola off the back of today either. That he's the right guy moving forward. But look, a point's a point. I'll take it. Like I said, I'm just sick of losing games of football. The bar is set so low in terms of my expectations for Tottenham. I'm willing just to tolerate work rate at this point. It's sad to say, but we're here again. I'm just willing to tolerate work rate. And I've seen a bit of that today. But it just goes to show, and something we've been saying all season long, bit of work rate, bit of hunger, bit of desire. It shows what you can do, really, Jack, doesn't it?
Artist T, the chat moves very, very quickly, so I can't actually put your second comment up on screen, but luckily I have it on my phone, just keeping an eye on it there. And he said, Jack, look at my reply. Again, Artist T, the chat moves very fast, so I can't put it up on
Let me
screen.
see.
But he said, bailed out by Kepa being an idiot. Sure, there was fight, but it's still concerning and sloppy.
But were they not bailed out by Porro being an idiot?
I think you can probably both agree, to kind of agree with each other that just both teams made mistakes, to concede
I
goals.
get
Really.
what we're saying, right? And I get it, right? We're shit right now. But let's not bash that. Like, if we're going to say our goals came off their mistakes, so did their goals come off our mistakes, though. Let's be honest about it. Do you know what I mean?
I think, both teams made some dramatic mistakes. Bournemouth, in my opinion, created more chances than we did on the day, and
Agreed.
and also just.
But how many of them were off Pedro Porro ballooning the ball into the middle, straight back to them, and shit like that? Do you know what I mean?
And bad giveaways, from it. But that Artist T, I believe that was the reply that you gave. And like I said, man, I can't put it up on screen because the chat does move very, very quickly. Appreciate your support, by the way, sir.
Don't get me wrong, I'm with him on our sloppiness and that. I'm fully with him on that, But like they did score. The first goal literally came off Porro, a 4-on-3 breakaway and giving the ball away.
And also, just by the way, cheeky plug, by the way, people, from the Pop Matasar goal to maybe some of the mistakes by Pedro Porro and others, hopefully, if there's footage available over on that Big Up platform, we take a look at sort of the highlights. We do like a real video highlight breakdown. We take a look at all the different moments of the game. We take a look at it. We draw on screen. It's a good way to sort of wrap up, maybe our thoughts, as well as just get a second look, kind of a day later on how things, went for Spurs. So if you want to join us tomorrow, look out for that, please, tomorrow for the Tottenham Hangover show. We can take a look at the highlights. Dave and I will probably be proven wrong about the Pamatsar goal or something like that. So any things that you might disagree with in terms of our own assessment of the game, I think that's a great show to join because we just get to all go through it together. So please, everybody, look out for the posts and look out for the live stream. We usually do a live stream beforehand to sort of move you guys over there, and you'd be helping out the channel a ton. So just look out for that. I put the link in the chat just there over on Big Up. Follow us over there. Join our community page. And you'd be helping us out a ton. But also, I think that is a very, very good show for any time that you guys might disagree with us on anything we might say, because we just get to look at all the highlights and, reassess it another time.
Yeah.
And
no, absolutely agree. We'll be able to determine whether Sam entered or not. So make sure you join us.
Yeah, please do. And Dark Sun G followed up by saying Vicario, Spence, Danzo, Van de Ven, Udogi, Bergval, Sar, Gray, Madison, Sun, Dominic Wilson for the Europa League, and 4 subs. He wants Mikey Moore, Scarlett, Johnson on the bench, Cootie and Gray and Sar and Porro on the bench. Better squad equals better results. Unlike the 1-0 loss, our injured players are now back.
No, look,
Yeah.
look, I don't mind that as a lineup. To be fair, you know what, Spence right back, a doggy left back. Yeah.
Did we
Do you know
play?
what?
I almost feel like we played. Am I just remembering this completely, wrong? I almost felt like we actually played slightly better in the game that we lost away to Bournemouth than we did in this one. Like this one, like I said, I think we could have conceded 4 or 5 in this one, Dark Sun G, to be
Mm,
perfectly honest. I'd
well,
agree with what was made earlier. Both teams made mistakes that kind of contributed to the result. Both teams sort of shot themselves in the foot. I just don't even know if Bournemouth played as that great in the one
but
nil
don't forget
loss.
how
Like,
bad we were in the one they lost track. We were
mm.
going. I remember that clearly. I was losing my mind with
Maybe
Kulizeski
it's
all
just two
forward.
shit flavored lollipops I'm comparing then,
We were useless, going forward. Remember, it was windy. We couldn't deal with it and shit.
Yeah.
We were absolutely useless. So I sort of disagree there. I remember
Uh-huh.
having nightmares that game,
Okay.
specifically that one that's haunted me this year, how bad we were going forward. Um, but you know what, Dark Sun G? Look, I think we've just got to. For me, I think there also has to be a bit of feeling on it. You know, Postecoglou should be looking at players in training over the next couple of days and just seeing who's on it and who wants it, to be quite frank. Like, if there's a player in training and he's sort of just doing the bare basics to get through, you don't pick him Thursday. It's that simple. For me, it all comes down to who's doing what in training this week. There's a massive game coming up Thursday night, the biggest of the club season. So much riding on it. You will know over the next couple of days players that are really putting themselves forward to say pick me, and players that are maybe not feeling up for it. Those who aren't feeling up for it, they're the ones that should ride the bench for me. One thing I will say though, Dark Sunji, is Mikey Moore terrorised them fullbacks in the 1-0 when we bet them earlier on in the season. He started on the right hand side, done that full back in and said, okay, we'll go over to the left hand side for the second half. So much so, I think they ended up having to bring 2 players over to deal with him and change their full back as well. How has Ange not used that to his advantage against AZ Alkmaar in the first leg is beyond me. Hopefully, he has the nous to pick him in the second leg, because sometimes it just is a case. Some players can play well against a certain opponent. They could do nothing all season. You come up against a certain team, they play a man the match, and they go and provide. But for me, he's the only player in the first game when we bet them back in October that opened them up. So I think he's got to be in and around that squad, if not starting Thursday night against them, considering he's the only one that demonstrated that ability in the first game. Because we've had all our best players out there last Thursday, none of them could do it. So get Mikey Moore in.
Um, Nick joined us. Thank you, Lazy Eight, saying Decky is supposed to be fit for Thursday, right, lads? If he's not, though, Odebear must start for me, or I will flip the F out.
Is he not out until the international break, Kulu?
I think that was the worry, Nick, is that maybe he will be out for maybe perhaps longer than that. Could miss the following Thursday. Be good to have him back because we are still missing that creative spark, especially through the middle. Thought Madison was all right when he came on. Wasn't spectacular, but I think he did absolutely contribute, to the goals that we ended up to scoring to some degree. And we did look a bit brighter when he came on. I'm not going to overly praise his performance since coming on, but I did think he made a good impact, as well as Sonny. I thought Sonny actually looked very, very bright when he came on to make an impact as well. Kulu's a elusive right foot, maybe agreeing with Nick, saying if I had hair, I'd pull it out if BJ starts on Thursday. I think Nick might feel the same way there. Nick actually might start growing back his hair if he sees Odebear back into the team. He wouldn't be that stressed. And Surfs Australia saying we are winning Europa League now, lads. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I like it, though. I like it. Frankly, Tottenham. Appreciate you, Frankly, Tottenham, saying we would have a good season if injuries didn't kill us. Sar and Basuma are just not good enough. Berge is young. I almost cried watching Sonny. His motor is going. Hope he has one game left in him. We need him to have a big performance on Thursday night, frankly, Tottenham. We really do, man. We need him to have that sort of, talisman-like performance, pick us up, sort of just carry his team, carry his club. We know how much it means to him, this club. It'd be nice to see that on Thursday night. I thought he looked bright in this game. I thought he had I'm not sure if it was something to prove or anything like that, but I thought he looked a lot better in this game. Just need him to show that impetus, need him to take risks, need him to make runs in behind. On Thursday night, he just really looked dead for some reason. I'm not sure why it was. Maybe he was just frustrated. Maybe he was finding it hard to find the space. I don't have any real explanations or excuses for him. I'm just saying he didn't play well on Thursday night, and we need him to step up this upcoming one. Yeah, dude.
We were rattled. We were rattled by the away atmosphere like we always were. That was Thursday night's problem, a huge
Yeah.
problem. No one wanted to stand up and be counted. As soon as look, Jack, we said it in the pre-match build-up into Thursday. That Asia Alkmaar at home, they are going to come and press us and put pressure on us, along with the crowd noise. We've seen it time and time again, and we were absolutely rattled, and no one could stand up and show an answer to it. So that's what happened Thursday night, in my opinion. Again, because it's easy to pin it on the manager and it's easy to go after the players. But at the end of the day, this is inherent at Tottenham. Let's not act like we didn't see this in the Europa Conference League run, in UEFA, in the Europa League run under Jose Mourinho as well, because we have. And I'm not willing to sit there and just pretend we haven't, because we have. So, for me, again, it's just inherent at this football club away from home. Look, in terms of Sarr and Basuma, look, I agree with everybody on Basuma. I think he's a player that, unfortunately, I think he's a really talented player, but if he just doesn't want to commit himself to football. He doesn't want to make sacrifices. He's a good time boy, big time Charlie, likes the lifestyle that comes with it. Fine. Go and play with a club with zero ambition then. That's where you will fit in. When it comes to Papa Sarr, I really don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get where it's coming from.
Getting rid of this guy. This guy provides. When we had,
He's great in the second half.
When we had Bentancur and Højbjerg in midfield, or we had Winks and Højbjerg in midfield, people were screaming from goals for midfield. Sarr provides that. When we had others in midfield, people were screaming for work rate, someone to get around, turn ball over. Papa Sarr embodies that. I don't think he is as bad as people are making him out to be. Look, each to their own. Everyone has their own opinion, idea what's a good footballer and stuff. That's just my opinion. I don't think Papa Sarr will be sold, over the course of this summer whatsoever. To be honest with you on that one, frankly, Tottenham. But look, maybe tell me why you think he is piss poor to a certain degree. Bergvall, I agree with. Look, Bergvall's young, but I think, I said it in pre-season. I think there's a real player in there, a player that does understand the game. In possession, I think he's tidy enough. I think, we do see some mistakes. One thing I have noticed, the last 5 minutes in games, he does tend to get a bit erratic. He tends to lose the ball a lot. If people say I'm talking mad, go back and look at some of the last 5 minutes in games this year. The amount of times he's giving away balls or giving away silly free kicks. But he's a player that I think if he avoids injuries and managers keep leaving him and picking him, which I think they will because the ability's there, I think we'll go from strength to strength. And again, in a few years' time, we'll have a great midfielder. But we need also someone that can do it at this level and impact games right now. We don't have time to wait. We've seen that this season. So anyone that was calling me negative and just to back the signings in the summer, well, I think you've seen this season my whole point. You need for the here and now as well as your young recruitment. And then what he also says is, when it comes to
he did say Sarr has been bad for 2 months, Dave, a little while ago in the chat, to be fair to him, frankly, Tottenham. I mean, he's been, in my opinion, he's been nursing an injury that I think we've forgotten about. Apparently, he's had a very, very bad ankle injury that he's sort of just been pushing himself through. I think there is some context there, but I mean, he has had bad performances, to be fair.
No, I agree, but I would argue since Papa Sarr has come into this team, I'd argue he's probably been our most consistent midfielder. If you look back on it, over the last 2 years, he's been more consistent than Bentancur because he's played a lot more games than him, first of all.
True.
He's been a lot more consistent than James Maddison, in my opinion. Everyone's problem with James Maddison is his consistency, and he's been so much more on it than Basuma. So I'd argue he's been our most consistent midfielder for the last 2 years. And I think, you can take it off and isolate it 2 months, but let's not forget he was injured, and all of a sudden he just appears on the bench again, and it's like, I agree with Jack. I do think there's maybe an injury that he's been carrying for a while and stuff, but I get what you're saying in terms of the 2 months, but if you look over 2 years, I'd argue probably our best midfielder. And look, when it comes to Son, look, I've been very hesitant to sort of say that Son's done and Son's finished. I also made the point when we were selling Harry Kane that Son was going to have this sort of dramatic drop-off, because I think people sort of didn't take into the consideration when they said Son was going to drive this club forward. You need great players to work with. He can't do everything on his own, and we've seen that. And to a degree, I still sit there and I'm still hesitant to say he's the same age as Mo Salah. Look what Mo Salah's doing for Liverpool. But the difference with Mo Salah, he's got great players around him, people that he knows his game, people that he can play with. This is a whole new team, and I don't think Son has them relationships. That's why I'm still very hesitant to sit here and say Son is toast. But I also can't deny he's having nowhere near as much of an impact on games as he was week in, week out. Even if he wasn't scoring, he was terrorizing fullbacks. Does when the fullback comes up against him anymore, are they automatically worried when he's on the team sheet and they're selected to go up against him? I don't think so. I think they now fancy their chances to a large degree. But also, I don't think the captaincy, I think that also weighs a ton on Son. Look, Son's an emotional guy. He absolutely loves this football club. But just because you're the best player, it doesn't give you the right to be captain. So much more to captaincy that you need. And I think sometimes when you can put captaincy on a guy that really doesn't embody what a captain is, it can weigh on them to a large degree.
Yeah, no, 100%. Frankly, Tottenham, I'd agree with you. Maybe in the last couple months, he hasn't been to his sort of levels and hasn't had great performances. But I agree with Dave. Like, even I'd look at October, November, whichever month was, I'm pretty sure he was up there for player of the month. And then last season, I remember plenty of us were saying he was by far the most consistent midfielder in the Sanch team. So I'm willing to give Podmatsar plenty more time personally. But it seems to be more common and common that people are upset with him. Jerome saying, "Let's be serious and just not getting sacked until the end of the season. Will he be the Spurs coach for the future? I don't believe it." Jerome,
Here's where
here's the
I
thing,
do
man.
this.
I don't know. Like, I think if he loses Thursday night, like, what's keeping him here really at that stage? Like, what is actually keeping him here? I know it's not ideal to sack a manager at that point because you're not going to have a lot of options. But I wonder, like, just for the sake of saving face, maybe saving frustrations from the fan base, that they might have to go to the interim sort of thing that they've done before. I mean, Spurs have done it before, Dave. They brought
I
in a
think
Ryan Mason, they brought in a Stellini. They've done that before, even though it's not ideal and even though it's ugly. It can get that bad with a manager where it's just kind of like, what's the point of keeping him around? And
100%.
I don't know, Jerome. I do think if he loses Thursday night, like that is, it's
Look,
bad. You can't lose to us at Alkmaar, man. You just can't.
one thing is, I think every Spurs fan is resigned that he's going to be sacked between now and the end of the season at some point, right? I think, or at the end of the season. Every Spurs fan, I think, is at that point where we know it's happening, right? But I think there's two things to consider here that are potentially playing out. One is the chance of a Europa League has kept him in the job. Because I think, if he made the same mistake, sacking Jose Mourinho before you're out of the Cups, I think even though Spurs fans don't rate Postecoglou, I still think, a lot of them would say, you can't do that. You got to give him his chance. So I think, to be honest with you, Europa League is keeping him in a job because while you're still in Europa League, you still have a chance of European football next season. Now, if you go back and look on the history of us sacking managers since, or Pochettino onwards, they sacked Pochettino the season after Champions League final because it looked like we were no longer going to make Europe and we were out of all the competitions. Jose Mourinho comes in. He gets us to a cup final. We had a chance of making Europe, but they sacked him. Look, they didn't believe we were going to beat Man City, even with him in the dugout, right? So they sacked him because it was cheaper to do before the cup final. Then they sacked Nuno when we didn't get off to a good start to the season. It looked like there's no chance of Europe. And then also sacked Conte off the back of Southampton, and we were out of the Champions League, and there was no Europe to be got as well. So they have a history of sacking managers when it looks like Europe is no longer a possibility. So I would say that's one case where they're keeping Postecoglou in a job until the UEFA Cup is finished. And the second thing is there a case where there's been so much around a takeover that potentially this could happen towards the end of the season and that Ange is just going to see this out until the new ownership come in and then all of a sudden, they have their own ideas and no manager who they want to put in place. So I would say if Ange makes it to the end of the season, I would say that would probably be the case that you might see play out then. Because if you are going based off what he's produced this season in terms of results and performance on the pitch, there's nothing really keeping him here. Everyone else would have been sacked by now. So when I'm sitting here, they're the only two scenarios for me on why he's still in the job, quite frank. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what people think. Let me know whether you
I
disagree or
I think
agree.
Jerome seems to agree that Ange is probably not going to be here. It's just he seems to think that it's not going to happen after the AZ game, and that might be where we potentially disagree here, Jerome. I just think I don't know I agree with you. You followed up by saying keeping Ryan Mason is stupid. I agree.
I agree.
Don't know like what actually keeps Angier if he does lose to if he gets knocked out by AZ. I just
I,
at that stage, like, he's even said, I always win trophies in my second season. It's just all that's like he's gotten knocked out of every competition. He's knocked himself out of the Premier League. I think in a way, even if you think a lot of it isn't his own fault, just a dramatic failure of a season, and I don't know then what keeps him in the job. And also some of the nature of these performances have been so terrible that it's just there's not a lot of confidence from the fan base.
Mm.
I'd imagine even some of the people inside the club are starting to really, lose that belief that is
I
this
know.
really sustainable over a large period, 18, 19 losses, whatever it's been. Uh, yeah, man, I don't know what keeps him in the job if we get knocked out by Ozza. That's just the way I feel.
Mm. And the thing is, they couldn't have sacked him during the injury crisis because no manager's going to come in and touch that when you've no player, when you don't have your best players available. So it sort of panned out that he's still here to a
Some
degree.
people
But
seem to think that he is just going to be on till the end of the season, no matter what. So, Jerome, there are people that would agree with you. It's just, yeah, I personally, I do think they might pull the trigger.
I think if there's a sell coming up in terms of ownership, I think that's why he lasts to the end of the season.
Mhm.
I think if they're not selling, I think as soon as we're out of Europa League, I think they pull the trigger.
All right. Well, Jerome, I'm
And I don't
curious.
agree with bringing in Mason, by the way, but the
No.
reality is no manager's going to leave their club to come here for 8 games left in the Premier League. The club will wait to the summer or towards the end of the season to make that appointment, but you will not see a new manager being brought in and managing here for the last few games of the season. Daniel Levy ain't going to pay them wages. He's just going to get little boy Mason in on shit wages to come in and do that and save that money until a manager arrives here in June or July. That's exactly what's going to happen. We are not getting in. Like if you're Iriola, like we could sit here and say Iriola for Tottenham. When he's pushing for Europe, you think he's going to walk away from Bournemouth and come here for the last 8 games of the season? Not a hope of it. So that for me is the way it's going to play out. But I think unanimously, when you look at it from a Spurs point of view, is there anything keeping Postecoglou in the job next season that you can hang on to and say next season you have real hope that we're going to push on? I'd argue no. But also, I'll put it to people. I also think there's a point where Postecoglou is just waiting for to be sacked and put out of his misery, to be honest, because Jack, if you're a human being and you put yourself in Postecoglou's shoes, when you're hearing all the time, when you're hearing from everyone outside the club that it's your fault, and you're continuously facing the same questions, and then internally you also know you're not getting the help that you need, but you can't come out and say it, and you're in a no-win situation. Eventually, you'll just resign to okay, I'll just wait until I get sacked and get out here. Eventually, you lose motivation for the job.
Mhm.
And I do think, is there a part of that we're seeing here? I don't know. Look, we're all just looking at it from the outside, putting in. But if you put yourself in someone's shoes and that's constantly on your door for 18 months, there's only so long a human could put up with that.
Jerome saying exactly no one will come in for just 10 games. And then also Artist T, I actually agree with you on this one, Artist T. I wonder if Dave would. He's saying one point you haven't brought up, though, Dave, is if he stays, it would get toxic after every home loss, and the away fans would slag the team off after every away loss. That's the way I see it, Artist T.
It's going to happen
That's
if you
the
have
reason
Mason in
I think
charge
that's
either.
why he would get sacked after Thursdays, because I think the atmosphere would get so toxic because of it that even though no one wants Mason or whatever sort of interim manager, I wonder if it's just a little bit less toxic if someone else just came in just for a temporary period. That's just the way I think I'd agree with you, Artisty. That's why I think it might happen after Thursday, if only if we get knocked out. I don't
Look,
know.
the thing
Do you
is,
agree with that just quickly, Dave? Yeah.
yeah, but the thing is, look, it could be Mason, it could be what's the other guy, Nick Montgomery or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
It,
Interim manager, whoever
yeah,
it will be.
it could be one of them. But the reality is, the season's been shit, so it's still going to be hostile and negative and that anyway, regardless of who's in the dugout.
Mm.
To be honest with you.
And Dark Sun G, thank you for being very patient, sir. He's saying, I said we lost most of those games because of Forster. And I think that was when we brought up Vicario and like all the praise. And Dark Sun G, I think you were proven right about that. Dave and I, at the time, if I recall, we were kind of pointing out a bunch of other problems that we felt like were really sort of hindering Spurs and really, causing, the bad form. To be fair to you, though, I think, the the return of Vicario has clearly shown that, we do rely on a good goalkeeper to keep us in games, to pull out, world-class saves like he has done. I think you have been proven right about that, Darks and G. And also just want to say thanks for being very patient on that. Like always, everybody, we try to give everybody, as much sort of our own opinions on that. We're not going to always rush through things. We try to get good conversation and good debate out of it. So thank you for being patient. Al Ben saying paying $28 million for raw average 18-year-olds, but only because he will take peanuts compared to a proper 60 million pound winger. How much better is Odebear than Mikey Moore, I think is what he means.
Agreed. But Jack, this is
Yeah.
something I've been highlighting all the time, Al Ben. I think me and you are singing off the same hymn sheet here. You know, I've maintained all along when I've seen these signings come in. I've sat there, I've said, is this player better than Mikey Moore? Is this player better than Jamie Donnelly? Is this player better than what we have? And to a degree, I don't think so. I've always sat here and I've questioned the transfer policy. When you have three years of success, under 17s, under 18s, and under 21s, not just 1 year, 3 years, which show clearly they're the best in that age group coming through, and then you go and sign more teenagers on top of it, what are you doing? You don't need to. You've already got great teenagers around the football club. What you need is experienced players. And what we've seen for large parts this season, players making mistakes, shooting ourselves in the foot. But that happens when you go with a young squad. And I've always said, you know, that the recruitment has been wrong. Even the people that were so in at the time, sitting there, and this is where I was sort of maybe slightly a bit, you know, starting to get off the train a little, is people saying, Dave, just back Ange Postecoglou, shut up, stop talking, stop being negative, just be positive, just back him. It's like, yeah, but I'm backing him more than you are, because I'm sitting here calling out the transfer window saying it's not good enough to meet his ambitions. Jack, I've been saying this since the summer. Postecoglou's been talking for trophies. Some of the senior players have been talking about winning trophies, and the recruitment doesn't match up. And I've said to you, we are heading for disaster this season. It's all going to come to a point, and here we are. Here we are. You know, and that's why I'm not as angry as everybody else, because I was waiting for this to happen. I could see it coming. And that wasn't me being negative. That was just me being realistic and seeing the problems on the horizon. Like I said, you go back and look at my Wilson Odegaard video and things like that. I've always said, going to be a great player in the future. But right now, he's going to be raw. He's not going to have that decisive impact we need in games. He's going to excite you to a certain degree, but he's going to frustrate you because that end product isn't there. Go and look at my comments underneath that video. Negative, this, that, and the other. But here we are. And this is the thing. I've always said it. You go down this route, this is what you're going to experience this season. And this is what we have. And that's to a degree as well why I also get so pissed off, because it's like, if I can see this, what's going on internally at the football club? Whatever about the fans, everyone's entitled to their bloody opinion. But what about people inside the football club being paid to foresee these things? The whole idea about a transfer window is seeing what potentially could go wrong, what potentially could hurt you in the season, and getting ahead of it and signing players to get ahead of that. But it doesn't seem to be that sort of structure at Tottenham. It's like, let's go and get teenagers. And yes, everyone can blame Ange, but I'm telling you now, he didn't sit there saying, I'm going to deliver trophies. Go and get me Valise, Kim Min-hyuk, and all these guys. It's just not the case. At the end of the day, the club are making signings, and it was the same under Jose, under Conte. Jose Mourinho didn't ask for fucking Ryan Sessegnon and Joe Rodon. I can tell you that now. You know, it's clear that Conte didn't ask for Spence. Okay, he's been proven wrong since then, but he didn't ask for Spence. The reality is the club are signing players and saying to a manager, you go and work with it. And every manager knows that they're being thrown under the bus, because they know, okay, well, I'm a guy that I have standards. Everyone's expecting me to win trophies. But I know, looking at this, I don't have the squad to do it. And that's why every 2 years, we end up firing managers in the same position again. Because the reality is, you go back and look at every manager. You look at what they've done before Tottenham, what they've done since Tottenham. We hire good managers at Tottenham. Even Poch was a great manager, didn't win anything, let's not forget. It's not on him. It's on Tottenham and the squad they provide him. They always leave you short. And then when it comes to the big games, you're always left short in them. When we sit here and we blame the managers and everything else. Look, I'm not sitting here and defending Postecoglou right now with this rant, by the way. I've said many times, I think it's only a matter of time before it happens, and I've also lost faith in him. But the reality is, we have to take stock of these things. And for the next manager coming in, we can't keep pinning everything. If he's left short, I don't want to hear anybody on the next manager go, well, why is he not playing him there? I feel like he can play there, so I demand the manager does this. No, if he doesn't have a left back to play with, that's on the fucking board. End of.
And Brian Timlin, thank you very much for the very recent support. I was actually going to bring up your comment for just a sec, but I'll leave it for later because I think you want a proper discussion from it. Jerome earlier saying, with a follow-up saying, we are forgetting that AZ have knocked out Galatasaray. They are no mugs. Might disagree with you there, Jerome. Galatasaray, and as well as plenty of Turkish teams, if you think about it, over the last few years, they have not gone very far into European competitions. I think there is, with the Super League, you do get, big atmospheres, really difficult crowds to have to deal with. But the Turkish teams have not done well in European tournaments, in recent seasons. And I think because, sadly, the Super League, the Turkish league, is not what it used to be. I think the quality of that league is so poor that even the good teams actually struggle against sometimes the European outfits because of it. I think it's actually a wake-up call for them sometimes of just the pace of play and just even the quality of other teams. So I just might have to disagree there because I'm not sure. AZ, are they going to get past Frankfurt? I don't think so. Are they going to get past Lazio? I don't think so. So to be honest, I think you do have to beat AZ. And I'm not saying they are mugs, but I'm not saying they're not special either. I might have to
They're not
disagree.
Real Madrid, though. Let's not paint them
I
out.
just but also just to say, they beat Galatasaray, fair. Galatasaray, not a bad outfit, but just want to say, like, in European seasons recently, like, I can't think of a Turkish team that has gone very far, like, at all. So I think there's a sign that maybe the Turkish teams just not really are what they used to be, if you get what I mean. So maybe that shock result wasn't as much of a shock if you think about it to some extent. I do know what you're trying to say, though, that it was a big result, and clearly they're doing well in the Europa League. AB15, thank you for the support. And Al Ben, it seems like Dave 100% agreed with you there. AB15 saying, Ange sold me a dream, boys. Thought we had something. I kind of did too, AB. I kind of did too. Listen, we're going to see how it unfolds after Thursday. Then I think we'll start kind of having these types of conversations like what you're sort of alluding to. And I said this after the last Thursday game. Believe me, I tried to really get behind Ange and tried to sort of see things through his lens, through his sort of mindset, tried to get behind his tactics, his philosophy, while being kind of a bit more of a defensive minded person myself. I'm not really that keen on attacking football. I just think it can leave yourself a bit sort of open at the back and open to get punished. Plenty of people prefer the attacking football for good reason. You can get a lot of fruits from it. It's just that, I was kind of in a similar boat to you. I was trying to get behind Ange. I think was pretty patient for a long time. And now it's just up to us getting results. And the results, I think, will determine, what sort of buy-in, what sort of buyback you'll be getting from the fans from here on out. Thank you for the support, by the way. Yeah.
Just quickly, here's the thing. I was sold a dream when Jose Mourinho came in. Finally, we've got a manager that's been there, done it. He'll get us over the line. We'll keep making cup finals. Didn't happen. Same with Conte. Even with their style of play, I don't like defensive football, but I understand. If you want to win, you got to give them the best defense possible to help that happen. So you don't concede the goals we were underneath them. At the end of the day, we've been sold a dream under three managers now. Three managers that everyone's had hope that they can come in and be the ones to get us over the line. And not one of them have been able to execute their style of football. Even if people go, well, Jose Conte kind of did. No, they didn't. The amount of games we were losing, because we couldn't hang on. Their teams are known for building solid defensively and counter-attacking, going and winning games. We couldn't do that under them. We're being sold a dream with any manager that comes in here, but their philosophies are never executed fully. And that comes down to the recruitment team. I'm amazed at the start of the season. People go, don't get carried away. We don't have a great squad, this, that, and the other. And now all of a sudden they're pivoting to, we've got a good squad. The manager will get much better out of this. I think a new manager will get slightly better, but I don't think the squad is as good as everyone's making it out to be. The same things on the previous managers, and it hasn't been the case. Reality is, we sold Harry Kane, got 100 million euros investment, and we pissed it away down to all the relegation teams. And now we're just above that. I don't think this squad is as good as people are making out to be, quite frank. And I think many people will have their eyes wide open when the next manager walks in here if we have another shit summer transfer. If we have a great summer transfer window, show a bit of ambition, it really does give the next manager a chance to kick on and instill his philosophy into Tottenham. Because I keep saying this, Jack, the caliber of your players matter in football.
Jerome saying, Jack, we won't beat Frankfurt or Lazio. I'd agree at the moment, right? Jerome, I'm definitely disagreeing with you there. Thank you for the support, AB15, and also thank you for being patient. Dark Sun G as well, thank you for your patience, saying, do you think the injured AZ players will stay out? I'm not too sure. Van Bommel, like I brought up before to Dave, it looked like a very serious injury when we played him. It seems like he's going to be out for a while. I'm not sure if he'll be back for the next game. They're one of their players who scored a great goal against Galatasaray, Sven Meinunds, was missing. Hopefully he doesn't come back because I do think he's one of their better players. And there might have been another guy that they were missing. I don't remember the name of. I just hope I don't know, Dark Sunji. I think we'll get to you on that probably around Wednesday, kind of Thursday period for the match day festivities and probably for the members preview. Hopefully by then we'll have kind of an idea around those pre-match previews and stuff, of sort of the AZ players. I mean, we struggle to beat their weakened team. I hope they don't get those players back, Dark Sunji. Artist T saying, my thing is, though, guys, is that with a goalkeeper, it can be a bit different. You can't do much when it's the goalkeeper, but with Porro, it could have been prevented and defended a lot better. I think he's saying like the gift from Kepa is a bigger gift than the Pedro Porro gift.
Yeah, look, personally, I think Sarr meant that goal. I think it was a great strike. I think, it's an unbelievable goal.
I think he means the Sonny penalty.
Yeah, but it's only penalty. We still showed him, like, we put him into that position to make
Mm.
that mistake. All right, Madison's passing behind, Son coming in. What goalkeeper isn't rushing off his line to try and take him out or try and get to that ball? Every goalkeeper is. So I do look. I understand his point in general. You take Karius, that Liverpool team, the Champions League final against Real Madrid. Not much you can do when you got a shit goalkeeper like that. You bring in Allison, look at the difference next year. I agree with him on that respect, but you know, I don't. The thing is, we got a result today, and like my whole point is, yeah, we can sit here and say, "Oh, we were lucky," look at the mistakes, but look at the mistake for their first goal. Do you know what I mean? It happens both ways.
Mm.
Like, we can't sit here and just say, "Look how great Bournemouth are," and we were lucky today. Reality is, we made mistakes for their goals too. Let's be honest about the situation. Look, I'm all for changing manager. I've said this, but we can't keep just berating, blaming everything on, try and find an angle to make everything his fault or that. At the end of the day, our goals came from mistakes, yes, but so did the goals they scored today.
Let me see if Artistry, if you had a follow up to that, feel free to let me know. I know that's something that you like to do, but again, I'm keeping an eye on like 10,000 things at once. So hopefully you can understand that. And then Al Ben saying Ange seems shattered. His
Yeah.
football doesn't work in the Premier League, and he has no clue or experience of anything else. I do not see this getting much better from Al Ben.
I agree with you. I'm certainly saying, I don't see this getting much better. And, I think to a degree, when you come to the Premier League, it's not like the Premier League of old. You look at Bournemouth having Iriola. When I was growing up, that would never have been the case with a team that were down in the bottom half of the table being able to bring managers in like that. So I do think the caliber of managers in the Premier League is at an all-time high. And I do think what he's coming up against is managers that maybe are a little bit smarter in their pre-game preparations or getting their messages across to the team and what they want to try and do, but also in terms of being able to change teams during games. I also seen that in Europe to a degree, and I think that's where maybe Postecoglou is coming unstuck. But again, I've always said this, we're not bringing in managers that are known for tweaking and stuff like that. We're bringing in managers that have a steadfast philosophy. This is the way I play. Bring me the players, I'll go and win you things. It was the same with Jose. It was the same with Conte. I remember people saying with Jose and Conte, they're too stubborn. They won't tweak. The same things are heard underneath these guys. But you're not bringing in that sort of manager. And that's the problem. If the club, and I've always said this, if the club are going to be the ones signing the players, they need to be bringing in someone like a Pochettino, someone who does come in here, someone who is adaptable to what you've got, stuff like that. Not managers that come in and say, "This is the way I play. Go, it's up to you now to put the right pieces in and if it doesn't work out, it's your fault." Because at the end of the day, Jose Mourinho was right. It didn't work out, but it's your fault. You didn't give me the team. Same with Conte. Look what he's doing with Napoli now. Do you know what I mean? And I also think Ange Postecoglou may not be in the Premier League, but I think he'll go somewhere else. And I think, again, he'll go, another team will reap the benefits. Again, it comes down to our transfer policy under managers. It's not good enough. You're not matching up your transfer policy with the right manager. And this is why we've been here since Pochettino. Having Pochettino was an ideal one. He came in from Southampton, who he got promoted with. They done very well. And we brought him in here. And, he sort of worked with Daniel Levy to a large degree. He adapted and stuff like that. But the last three managers we brought in terms of big names, they're not them guys. And so when it comes to the point where they do come unstuck because the caliber of players can't execute their formation, we're asking them for them to change. They don't have the ability because they don't know how. They've never had to because everywhere they've done, it's been winning. So they don't know how and they don't. So I agree with you. And look, I think it's come to a point, and I've said this, a couple of months ago, if you're not going to give them the 4 players to work with, sack them. Because you're not going to see what we saw at Celtic. You're just not. It comes down to having good players.
Yeah. Just quickly, Al Ben, my 2 things with Ange, I don't think he's shown enough flexibility. I think you're welcome to be married, to your style. I think you probably should have some sort of style that you want to build on, that you want to have a base with. You don't want to just be flipping, chopping, and changing all the time. But for me, Ange has not shown really any signs of flexibility when he probably needed to. And like Dave brought, in-game management has also been brought into question. When things are going wrong, can he make a change, either tactically or personnel-wise? Plenty of times I think he hasn't done it and made mistakes. I brought this more up to Dave because like when Ange was first brought in here, I brought up earlier, I actually did try to get behind him and I tried to believe in what he was bringing here. But I did say this to Dave that I was more worried by his Champions League time with Celtic because he was playing a similar style with Celtic, but he was beaten by worse teams, I actually think, like Shakhtar Donetsk, who were just a low block, really bad Ukrainian, almost like youth team at the time. This was when they were in the very midst of the war with Russia, and they were finding it where they were only like fielding like 17-year-old Ukrainians. Like their team was nowhere near as good as Celtics, and they had their number. They clearly had a game plan to stifle Ange and just hit him on the counter, something that I have seen continuously through his time at Spurs, where it seems like smart enough managers have found a way to sort of pick apart, his system and pick apart the fact that he doesn't seem to adapt sometimes in games. So one of the most concerning ones that I've only really told Dave, kind of behind closed doors, was when he played Shakhtar Donetsk in both fixtures, and he was just completely outdone by them. And they were a far, far worse team than Celtic, but for some reason they had his number. And that always gave me kind of the worry signs of, does this guy know how to be able to adapt, when it comes to European games where it is one leg, two leg, type of thing. And things are not as like a Scottish league, and and also Leipzig, I remember, also kind of just destroyed him as well.
I became concerned straight away, Jack, when the Harry Kane saga came about, and the reason why is because, many fans were saying he doesn't need an out-and-out striker, one focal point. He needs three fluid players. And I almost feel like from the off, people got this manager wrong. Many people were telling me he's a project manager. And I said to people at the start, Jack, he's not a project manager. He wants to win trophies. He wants to win here and now. He's got that sort of winning mentality. He's not here for a 4-year project. And I almost feel like people are expecting him to be a magician to a certain degree, like we do with Conte, like we do with Jose.
True.
Well, and we were almost getting to the point, like I see Brian Timlin there in the chat, and he says, Bournemouth don't have as good resources, this, that, and the other. Look at their recruitment. Evan Nilsson, Kluivert, players like that, European experience they brought into the football club. What European experience did we bring into the football club over the last couple of windows?
Yeah, you think about it too.
I
would take their forward line over ours right now. I would take it like 100%.
Well,
I think
that's the thing. Is their recruitment better than ours? You know what I mean? Is that why they're performing better? Because the recruitment is better.
Yes, they are only Bournemouth. It's like I'd agree with that. It's like we think of them as Bournemouth, the tiny little seaside town club. But you actually look at their players on paper. They have good players in that team, thanks to good recruitment, even though I think it's hard to like imagine that these guys are really good because it's Bournemouth, right? It's always going to kind of stain and be in the back of your mind. But yeah, like Dave said, I rate Semenyo. I think he's better than any of the wingers we have. To be fair, probably Kluivert is better than pretty much any of the wingers we have. Evan Nielsen, as much as I love Solanke, Evan Nielsen is a very experienced striker with Porto who had a good time there and, had played in huge matches in the Champions League and, is coming to Bournemouth almost like, even though it's the Premier League, you'd almost look at Porto to Bournemouth as practically like a step down, really, to some extent, but not anymore with the Premier League. And then the guy, Dean Huijsen, was one of the most talented up-and-coming left-sided center backs, in Europe through the Serie A. Kirkish, an amazing player through the Dutch league. So I think Dave is right. Like their recruitment has actually been pretty amazing and better than ours. It's just that maybe it's hard to accept that or maybe recognize that to the full effect because it's Bournemouth, right? That's always going to be like a bit of bias, if you get what I mean.
Well, the thing is, if you overinflate the summer transfer window, and the January transfer window said that's a good transfer window, I can understand why you're sitting here disappointed. But the reality is, I've always had a problem with the last two windows that we've had. I've always said you're not doing anything here to help the manager or really fix the problems in the squad. When you look at Bournemouth's recruitment, they brought in players with European experience. We haven't. Massive difference, Where people are saying you're on mute, Jack. No sound.
Oh, sorry. Yep, was on mute. Sorry. I was muting myself from the siren there. Sorry about that. But Brian, I think Dave and I are in agreement over the fact that the way the trend has been with Tottenham Hotspur, with managers being sacked pretty much every 18 months or so, is it really it's a risk, basically, is what I'm suggesting. It's a risk to come here for your own career and for your own reputation, because you will be made to look silly at Tottenham Hotspur. You will be made to be questioned by media, by the fans, everyone involved. And I just feel like, what really incentivizes someone like a Simone Inzaghi, who's been very successful at Inter Milan? What really incentivizes, some of these guys like Nagelsmann, like, the other ones like Iraola. Like Iraola, he's got a good thing over at Bournemouth. He's got a good thing that's building up there. He could get them to European football. I mean, he would be in legendary status for them if he was able to do that. And then he'd probably push on to one of the top clubs in Europe, bigger than us, sadly, after that. And I just wonder, like, if Spurs over the years have put themselves in a position really where I don't know what they really can offer these top level managers that other clubs wouldn't. And in fact, it seems like at this stage, it's a huge risk to come to Tottenham Hotspur. So that's my worry. Is I know we say if one of them bites, I'm not sure if any of them would bite. And we saw that when we even hired Ange in the first place. We went after Slot. We went after Nagelsmann. I think we went after Luis Enrique.
We
Went
didn't want
after
to pay the
Thomas
fee for Amarim.
Tuchel. I think those are the managers, right, Dave? If I'm remembering the list, the short list, and pretty much all of them rejected us, or supposedly we just sort of turned our eyes away from, which I think might be sort of a hint.
Put yourself.
They said they rejected us.
Put yourself in Iriola's shoes, right? Tottenham come calling. Now, you've got a fan base that holds you accountable for absolutely everything. And let's not pretend we don't. Stuff people are saying about Ange now, I can go back and pull up plenty of comments where people were saying the same things about Conte and Jose Mourinho, right? So, and then you also look at it and go, well, the recruitment isn't going to be what I need either. I have no say in the recruitment whatsoever to a large degree. And you're on the rise and you've done something well at another club. Why are you coming to Tottenham when Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, because everyone's bringing up these names, it's all great. But the reality is, you've got to question how we ended up at Ange in the first place. No,
he did follow up by saying the Prem is sorry, I cut you off, but he did say the Prem is where they all want to be at the end of the day, and we have so many good young players.
Yeah, the Prem is where most people want to be, but also the project has to be right. You're seeing a lot of these guys now picking and choosing carefully their projects, and the guarantees that come with it now, because there's a good understanding in management now that recruitment is massive in terms of helping you move forward, and that's where we go wrong at Tottenham Hotspur. The thing is, we can throw all these names out there, say get rid of Ange, go and get one of these, but you've got to put yourself in their managers' positions. If you're coming to Tottenham and you look at the outcome of every manager since Pochettino, you ain't touching it with a barge pole. You're just not. I'm sorry, you're not. You've got to question why Arne Slot held out and didn't pick Tottenham Hotspur. From the outset, you look at it, great stadium, great training complex, good young players. But these managers also know we have a demand of winning trophies, and young players ain't going to get you over the line to winning trophies. You need a bit of experience. You need some quality to do it, especially now you're up against the likes of Real Madrid, who only buy the best players if you want to do something at the highest level in Europe. The Premier League, you need, Man City are backed by a whole nation's wealth, one of the wealthiest countries in the world. So we're at a point now where quality matters. It really matters. Arsenal, the reason why they won't go and win something is because they still don't have the right components. Quality matters at the end of the day. And when they come to Tottenham, they know it's not going to be delivered. But yet the expectations on them is to go and win trophies with an under-resourced squad. You're automatically setting yourself up for failure. Question why Slot. Slot done so smart going to Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp was finished. It was always going to be hard to come in and emulate that. But at the end of the day, he looked at it and said, I've got a stable squad. I've got a great base to build off. I've got a platform to build off. At Tottenham Hotspur, you don't have that platform. You don't have any player in this squad that sticks their hands up and says, I'm your match winner week in, week out. Straight away, you've got to come in and find that. You've also got to come in and find the right midfield blend. There's a lot bigger job if you're looking at it from the outside looking in. Take yourself out of the Spurs bubble to be done here. Trust trying to get Daniel Levy on your side to get your recruitment. I'm sorry. But you can give me all the names you want. But at the end of the day, even if they do come in, I'm not going to be excited for what they do in their first season, because the second season is where teams always fall off. So for me, whatever manager comes in next, I'm going to sit back and wait and see what happens in the second season. Because if we keep attaching absolutely everything to the manager because everyone wants him gone, the next manager's going to come in and suffer the same fate. In fact, when we were doing this underneath Antonio Conte, Jack, I did say to everybody, we'll be back here in 2 years' time, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the reality is, look, I get we're at the point now where the project is damaged. It's 2 years in. I think everybody's lost their love for it. The players, the fans, and the manager. I think we're at a point where you do need another manager to come in. But please, when another manager comes in, if we've got one left back and he goes out injured, stop asking him to find the solutions. Stop putting it on him and start demanding the club give him a squad, because there has to be a real recognition. If we really want to go and compete, you've got to put a good squad together. The reason why Liverpool are at the top right now is because they've got a great squad. It all comes down to the squad. So when you incur injuries, suspensions, or come up against different systems, if you need to make a change off the bench because one of your reliable players ain't in it, they can do it. If you want to make a change in game tactically, you've got the resources to do it. We need to build a proper squad under the next management, and I couldn't be any more clear about this. Because if not, if we keep going, it doesn't matter. You've got to make it work. That's what great managers do. No, they don't. The great managers that win things are at big clubs that have great squads. Let's be fucking brutally honest about it. Let's stop with this fanciful shit at Tottenham that a manager can go in with a 60%, 70% squad and go, yeah, he can go and make it work. He can't. The best squads win you cups. That's it at the end of the day. Start demanding it.
And I think Brian had another follow-up. Thank you, Brian, for being very patient and for the support, by the way, and from everyone involved. I think he was just saying that, Bournemouth have fewer resources than us. I think the point is it's not necessarily that they have, it makes us have less of an excuse to not have good recruitment, right? The fact that Bournemouth, in my opinion, are bringing in better players than what we have to some extent, Brian, is just an indictment of just the poor recruitment from Spurs, right? We have more money to work with. We have more power to work with in terms of bringing players over. Technically, we should be more of a draw than what Bournemouth are too. But the fact that they're still able to spend their resources better than what we do, it just gives us, I think, just shows how bad the recruitment has been, at times. And I think that's been the case, since Paratici has gone. I just think we've seen a real sort of change in the recruitment and also just the caliber of players. With Paratici, it felt like he had a lot to do to fix Spurs because he was taking over from a guy like Steve Hitchen, who also wasted a lot of resources and wasted a lot of money under Daniel Levy. But with Paratici, he fixed a lot of elements of the club, but then seemed to find that balance between bringing in young talent for the future, but then also kind of mixing it in a little bit with experience as well, or at least guys that were of maybe a more higher quality that also technically had experience at some sort of decent level to make an easier transition to the Premier League. So I just think Bournemouth, with fewer resources, have actually done that better than what we have. And I don't think there's really any excuse to that because, like you say there, we do have more resources than them. It's just, I'd agree with Dave. I think the recruitment actually has been better than ours.
Brian also follows
left.
up. Yeah. Brian also follows up, says, I think the team is better than what, people than what we make out, and that, we bought their best player. We sold England's #1 striker and bought in England's #5 choice striker. I mean, I'm sorry, but where am I supposed to be letting off the fireworks and celebrating this? What do we not understand? We sold England's #1 striker and brought in #5 in line. Seriously? Come on, I'm all for debating stuff, but let's be brutally honest here. Also, Destiny, I get what you're saying, that, a good coach will come in and get a lot better out of this. I think to a certain degree, if we strike gold like we did with Pochettino, and I think, someone else might get slightly better out of this to a certain degree. But I will say, people that are saying that another manager will come in and get better out of this, they said that when Conte was being sacked, by the way, or when Conte pressure was on Conte. Here we are under Ange. Have we seen better?
Yeah. And I'd say
people also said that when Jose Mourinho was coming to an end and he was unpopular. Sack him. Someone else would get better out of this. Makes it sound nice and fluffy. Nuno walked in off the back of that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jack, but did things get better? Fucking hell no. The point is, I've been hearing this for the last 5 years, and that's why I don't get with that. And that's why I say to you, I don't think things will get better until we acknowledge problems inside the club that need to be fixed. Demand more from this football club. I think every manager is set up for failure. It's a nice thing to say, another manager will come in and get better out of this. Maybe slightly, but to what degree, Destiny? The reality is, anyone that has said that, I can guarantee you, I'll go back and pull up, you give me a name, pull up clips underneath Conte, they would have said the exact same thing. And here we are 2 years later. Did it get better? So that's why I can't get with that. Hopefully people understand where I'm at with this. I agree that Ange has to go. We need a change. But I'm not going to sit here and say, I promise to people it's going to get better, because the reality is it hasn't.
As always, everybody, especially when Spurs are in this sort of period, I think people are going to have difference of opinions. People are going to have their own takes on things. People are going to have different areas that they think are the priorities, that they think are the reason things are going wrong. I think that's what makes it beautiful. That's what kind of makes these channels, a good place for people to just vent their own opinions, vent their own frustrations. We try to handle them and, sort of hear you guys out as best we can while also still giving our own. And so just want to say, I think it's been another good stream, another good, sort of conversation between us all. By the way, tomorrow I put the link in the chat. Please do follow us over to the Big Up platform tomorrow. I think we'll be doing the Tottenham Hangover if the footage is available. We get all of the highlight footage provided by Big Up, things that we can't do on YouTube because we get a big copyright strike and we get in big trouble for it. But over there, we are allowed to, take a look at the highlights, break down what happened. And as always, get maybe a different sense of maybe the game, or like get more of a synopsis of it, get kind of a fresh look at things. So I really encourage you guys to follow us over there. Something that's super unique that we're doing, and I think they've been really good streams. It would be nice to see some more people check it out and see what you think of it. So please follow us over there tomorrow for the Tottenham Hangover show. We're going to be looking at all the highlights, breaking it down, probably end up eating our own words on the Pop Montasar thing and stuff like that. So just want to say, please follow us over. We'd really appreciate it. Help out the channel and everything Dave and I are doing as well, just by being there just for a little bit.
Yeah.
And like I said, things are tense right now at Spurs. Things aren't easy with us. I think there's a ton of different angles you can look at it. There's a ton of different areas that need to be addressed, that need to be spoken about. And we're only two idiots at the end of the day trying to make sense of it. So we appreciate you guys. And I think it was a really good stream, though. And I think it was a good watch along. And I hope I'd sound like pre-match buildup went well. I was there towards the end. So thank you guys for all the support that you guys do show us on match days, and all the support that we just received in general from so many people, so many people. And also, I saw some good comments from the chat, throughout the watch along that I tried to bring up on screen as well for you guys. So thank you all. Dave, any final words from yourself?
Yeah, look, fan show tomorrow, guys. Come and have your say. Look, everyone's got a lot to say around what's going on right now. Feel free. Come on and have your say on the fan show with us as well. That's what it's there for at the end of the day. It's for you guys to come and have your say. So if you think there's stuff we're missing, or you think maybe I'm coming at things from a wrong angle, or there's stuff you agree with and you want to echo, feel free. Make sure you come on and have your say tomorrow evening, because to be honest, I need the sanity. I need to listen to other people, with fresh opinions. So please come on and have your say. I want to say a massive thank you. Look, today was better than Thursday, but we've got another massive Thursday ahead. Hopefully it's not going to be our last midweek game this season. Let's wait and see, guys. As always, despite what's going on and despite how much it causes me stress, come on, you fucking Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. We'll see you all tomorrow, everybody. Thank you for all the support today. We should house to draw. We'll take that point, and we'll see you for the very, very big game on Thursday as well. So see you very soon, everybody.
See you soon, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Come on, you Spurs.